You don't know what goes on behind these eyes. You don't know the loneliness hidden inside. You don't know I wanna eat you up alive. Come and get to know me, my type of wild. I'm the kind that spins you and hangs you dry. Well, I'm already on to another side. If you gave me your whole life, I would still have room for more. Cause I've got that appetite. Baby, I never feel whole. You might get me through the night, but it will never be enough. It will never be enough. Cause I'm a black girl for your love. Cause I'm a black girl for your love. It's true, na na na. Everything they say about me, I'll suck you, na na na, to my center of gravity. Cause it's true, na na na. Everything they say about me, I'll love you like a supernova, burned into you like a shooting star. Always craving for you to come to me. Though this way of life, no, it ain't healthy, but ain't no other way. It's just what I need. I want all your soul, I want your body. I'm the type that licks her play clean. Don't wanna let go, one of you can eat. If you gave me your whole life, I would still have room for more. Cause I've got that appetite. Baby, I never feel whole. You might get me through the night, but it will never be enough. It will never be enough. Cause I'm a black girl for your love. For your love, your love. Cause it's true, na na na. Everything they say about me, I'll suck you, na na na, to my center of gravity. Cause it's true, na na na. Everything they say about me, I'll love you like a supernova, into you like a shooting star. If you give me your whole life, I would still have room for more. Cause I've got that appetite. Baby, I never feel whole. You might get me through the night, but it will never be enough. It will never be enough. Cause I'm a black girl for your love. For your love.
Don't bother with lames, I'm watching these bunnies bounce. Shorty a 10, a rubber band, come on for the 100 pound. Holler the talk, but don't run a mouth. I'm tryna be out. All I really wanna know, when we leaving. All I really need to know is when we leaving. All I really wanna know, when we leaving. All I really need to know is when we leaving.
used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with. This life like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, will you be there when I'm ready to save me? A superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. You called my soul when I was falling. You moved the clouds to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, will you be there when I'm ready to save me? A superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, will you be there when I'm ready to save me? I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
We'll be driving down the state, yeah. Looking around for the next crowd, yeah. Going our own way, trying to find a new route, yeah. We'll be going in circles, trying to find a way, searching for the things we do, yeah. Drop top without a choice, yeah. Hair blown round to the window, singing stupid noise with you. I just wanna get to know ya. I wanna go far to the coast, yeah. I wanna drive fast to the ocean. I wanna know all of you. Growing old like a ghost, yeah. I wanna have kids of my own, yeah. Live a life till it's over. But until we do, it's sleeping soon. Yeah, I'm feeling a little crazy. Sat at home being lazy. Wanna travel till I'm 80, flying with you. Wanna take on the world and do something. Would you by my side like it's nothing? Wanna buy you things that you wanted. Wanna find you, drop top without a choice, yeah. Hair blow round to the window, singing stupid noise with you. I just wanna get to know ya. I wanna go far to the coast, yeah. I wanna dive fast to the ocean. I wanna know all of you. Growing old like a ghost, yeah. I wanna have kids of my own, yeah. And live a life till it's over. But until we do, it's sleeping too long. So no. It's sleeping so no. It's sleeping so no.
Yeah. MD, JPB, it's only right, baby.
Yeah, why you mad? I got a bag, bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stubbed, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go and run it back.
You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night. Yeah. You know. I said, damn, it's gonna be a long night. Yeah, let's go. Look. I tell shorty drop it for a real one. Yeah. Go ahead and pop it, let me feel some. Do it for the boy with a bag now. Movie star money making everybody act out. I don't lie to these women, if I want them, then I tell them. Don't get fly for these women, I was born with these propellers. All my haters cannot beat me, so I call them acapellas. See, I'm only getting better, you only get jealous. You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night. You know, I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night. Yeah. MD, JPB. You already know, baby. Yeah. I said, I already done it. Everything you wanna do, I already. You know that yeah. I said, you know that yeah. Damn, it's gonna be a long night.
Every weekend is the same. I'm the one you try to claim. Yeah, I already know about your game, but I'm not the one to sit around and be played. Call me up with no shame. I'm the same, yeah. Already know about your game, but I'm not the one to sit around and be played. If you come around just to play me, don't bother, cause you ain't overdue it. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, cause now I see you through. If you come around just to play me, don't bother, cause you ain't overdue it. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, cause now I see you through. Every now and then I think what we had was something real. Don't know why, cause I've been hurt like this, but never thought that I would fight for you this much. Don't know why, and tonight I'm not the one to be blamed, cause I ain't the one who hesitates. Yeah, already know about your stupid games. But come around, come around. If you come around just to play me, don't bother, cause you ain't overdue it. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, cause now I see you through. If you come around just to play me, don't bother, cause you ain't overdue it. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, cause now I see you through.
You can knock me down, but I'll find a way. She said you don't know. She said you don't know. Ice white, tongue tied, midnight. Well, you can say all that you want, but you and I were meant for this. You know sometimes we hide behind, well, this illusion that we're done. But please see that you're wrong in this. So don't fall in love, cause I'm here tonight. I don't wanna say it, but it just feels right. I took a pill just to pass the time. Yeah, wanna stay at the back of your mind, cause we've seen it all before. And don't get me wrong, but I'm done with these games. But I'll hold on to faith. You and I are stuck on this. I can't seem to let you go. It's not too late. Just don't lose your faith this time. I still feel like you like about the way that you can't love. We should've never let this go. No, you be with the catch on a summer night. The kids in the street that got it right. Well, every time I feel to let go. Well, every time I feel to let go. Cause we've seen it all before. And don't get me wrong, but I'm done with these games. But I'll hold on to faith. You and I are stuck on this. I can't seem to let you go. It's not too late. Just don't lose your faith this time. You can knock me down, but I'll find a way. She said you don't know. She said you don't know. This is what you want if you wanna go. I'll have to go and let you breathe, but I'll be waiting here, you see.
But sometimes you gotta let go. I guess I gotta let you go.
I'm walking around in the circle of life, doing the things I know, walking the same ways 100 times with the same soul. But do you ever try to path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But do you ever try to path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be alright. You run, try, roll your mind. 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 Seeing all the water rain fill your eyes, doing the things they know, talking about the same old stories they've heard, about the people they think they know. But do you ever try to path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But did you ever try to path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be alright. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind.
With frogs, cold night and the winter hot cold. Sorry that I fall away sometimes. Sorry that I fall away sometimes. Yeah, the end. Got to end it all on the weekend. Sorry that I feel that way sometimes. Sorry that I feel that way sometimes. Oh, yeah. You don't really wanna know me. Hanging in the corner with a nosebleed. High on whatever they sold me. That's the old me, yeah. 6 years later trying to find me. Still trying to figure out the line piece. Looking for the love inside me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day 2 of your North America region for Apex Legends. Now, you guys were probably expecting to see a couple other things, some really high-level gameplay, some sweaty players. But you guys know what you weren't expecting to see? Just me. Solo casting. That's right, I'm casting and hosting. Remember what I said first stream. I am Season 5 anime protagonist. You guys are like, it's Season 1 filler, okay? I said it, and I'm not taking it back. But that's besides the point. Today, I'm going to tell you guys what's going on in today's tournament. Today, we're going to be playing 5 matches. All right. 3 of the games are going to be on World's Edge and 2 are going to be on Storm Point. But you guys are probably wondering, for those who missed it for day 1, let me bring you up to speed on day 2. All right. Let me show you exactly what's going on with these points and how we rate everything. 5 points per elimination. So that means kills are very, very important. Getting those kills are definitely going to help you and your team catch up and stay ahead of many other teams. You may not place first, but you know what you did do? Kill a lot of people. And it's going to reward that and make sure you are rewarded handsomely for that. We saw a team yesterday, they got 145 points after just 1 game. So that just keep in mind that it is very possible. You may be behind, you may be low. It takes 1 good game and you are caught up. Now, as you can see, we gave a lot of points at first, second, second and third place, excuse me. And so you're definitely going to want to, go for your placements, get a couple kills. Now you got 30 points, wait and win. That's another 80. So it is quite possible to be able to catch up we saw teams coming from 8th place, and landing in the top 3. That's insane. What other tournament are you going to be able to see this, right? But I also want to bring this to you guys' attention as well. Did you all know this tournament is brought to you by Lenovo Legion? They offer gaming monitors, PCs, and gaming accessories. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. You like that? You like that eye contact we did right there? Ooh, I got chills from that one, right? You love to see it. But overall, we're going to be, let's focus on the tournament. Now we got that commercial read out of the way. They know that they are appreciated. Then let's focus on the tournament, what's going on today. We're going to be talking about World's Edge, all right? We saw a lot of teams running Valkyrie, and I'm expecting to see the exact same thing today. Well, because remember, this is NA. NA doesn't like changing, all right? I will expect to see this time because we have a whole new group from last time. So I'm expecting to see a lot of Bloodhounds just come around too. I'm expecting to actually see a combination of Valkyrie and Bloodhound in the first map. And then as the games go on, I'm expecting a general switch to some Wraith, because that's what we saw a lot of. Gibby at this point, he has an assigned seat as an IGL in these games. But here you go. I'm going to say this. I want a wild card. I want at least 1, maybe 2 wild cards. These are some of the most underrated legends that I think in any of these maps would do very, very well in. Legend 1, Fuse. I'm sorry to say this. Fuse is very unappreciated. He does so much damage in crowd control. Like, he has everything you could want out of a damage legend. I'm just saying, give your boy a chance. And the next thing is Loba. We saw some teams running it last time, or 2 teams, I believe, who ran it last time, and we're seeing a lot of success. They're going to be able to go back to cover, switch shields mid-fight. Having a Lobo, it does give away your position, but and these high-ranking competitive games, what we're going to be seeing is teams are going to get a piece of cover, and they're going to hold that cover for as long as they can. And having a Lobo ult gives you shields, shield cells, batteries, meds, ammo, and it just creates this pressure against the enemy team going, hey, we need to stop those guys over there because they are doing their best at surviving. And I have beef with that. I take that personally. So, but let's go ahead and see if the lobby is ready. See if we got some time. Go ahead and start things up. But for right now, we will just keep starting. We keep talking. All right. You guys can hang out with me and we can live our best lives. All right. So tell me, stream, what is some things that you guys are expecting to see these games? Are you expecting to see a comp change? And we're going to be on World's Edge for the first 3 maps. So what is your preferred team comp? You're going on World's Edge and it's high level, not ranked, but high level. You have teammates who listen to you and don't just W key into literally the worst situations and then type your trash Wraith in the chat. Yeah, what would you do? How would you run it? Because remember, these are comp games. These aren't ranked. Things are a little bit different. So, but overall today, also guns. I completely forgot about guns. How can I don't know how I can forget about guns. I feel like with the gun meta between World's Edge to Stormpoint is very different. Perfect example is that, we'll see a lot of flatlines, R31s and shotguns on World's Edge. However, once we make the switch to Stormpoint, shotguns kind of lose a huge boost in power there because a lot of it is open range. So we're going to be seeing a lot more charge rifles, longbows. I'm not expecting to see too many 30-30s, especially with 30-30s are kind of in a rougher spot right now compared to everything else. So, but we expect to see a lot more range battles out here, and Gibby to be almost a necessity when it comes to the switching to Storm Point. Next thing I want to point out is that these overall, depending on where you land, especially on World's Edge, going from Skyhook, I'm a visual person, okay? Skyhook is here. Okay, Climatizer's down here. I'm trying my best, all right? All right, but let's get into the games. I'm done talking. You guys don't want to hear my thought processes, how smartical I am, all right? I do math for fun, I'll have you know. But let's take a second and look at these teams and see where everybody's landing right now. So as you can see, there's not too many teams yet at Lava City, which is kind of surprising. Me personally, I love Skyhook. Skyhook has a very good, very, very solid spot. Able to control team fights very well, getting all the loot necessary. Oh, amazing landing spot. I definitely recommend it to literally any and everybody. All right, but overall, we're seeing, just get 2 teams going to Skyhook, 2 teams near Harvester, 2 teams landing near Thermal Station. Yeah, all right. Let's focus. Let's go on and see. I'm definitely expecting some fights in it going on Skyhook and Lava Fissure as well. It's going to go down in those parts. So what would you guys pick? Where's your favorite landing location? I want it in order, first, second, and third, and you guys tell me. Let's take a look at Lava Fissure and towards Countdown, because there's quite a bit of names over there. All right, quite a bit of people having beef, and there's also people having beef at Tree all the way at the bottom as well. So tell me which is surprising you. Besides no one landing at Climatizer. Climatizer is an amazing location. That's it. I'm actually going to send a personal tweet out to each one of these people in the game saying, why aren't you guys appreciating my Climatizer? I'm very upset right now. But overall, we're going to be seeing a lot of things going on. As you can see, one team right now, they're just, Frame and his team are just rotating, living their best lives, going through Geyser right now, seeing where they can go to, where they can switch through, and everything like that. And even if you see, there's actually one person going through trials. Going through trials in World's Edge, I'm not going to lie, is the equivalent of, I would say gambling, but gambling, you at least have a chance at winning. Me personally, I'll do trials, but I have to have a full squad of 8 people outside, because anytime I finish trials, I think I'm doing good. I'll get my loot. I'll get my t-shirt. I think I'll be good to go. And then incoming this 8th and 15 party team ready to go ahead and steal all the loot I worked so hard for. But right now, we're going to go ahead and swap on over to Vanquish. I see what you did there. Vanquish right now, as they see a team over towards Fragment East, but they're not pressured. Proxy has a purple shield. They're fine. They have TTV in the name. Listen, Proxy is the most powerful legend in this game right now, okay? And everybody else is just living their life. As Rinky Brain, I agree, is going to go ahead and see what they can do to try to, position themselves for success. Right now, they're a little outside of zone, but they're not going to feel too much pressure right now, because they have all the time in the world to go ahead and make a swap and switch to where it is they want to go. But right now, you're seeing a lot of teams are coming towards Lava Siphon. And what does that mean? That means there's going to be beef, roast beef, flamboyant beef. Listen, I don't know many ways of cooking beef, but if I did know them, that's the ways they're going to be cooking, all right? Make sure you guys can tell me in chat who you guys are all cheering here. As Most Hated is going to go ahead and use the Havoc at range. Brandon hit only 2 shots, or 1 shot, excuse me. But hey, listen, it sent a message. As they actually seem to be playing a team who is quite split right now. They're in a rougher edge of the map, on the edge of zone, so they don't edge of the map, excuse me. So they don't really have to worry about people coming behind. But yo, Stola, you need to be careful, because listen, you may be gibby, but that's not equal to free, as someone drops right down on him and gets a really nice melee. But then, also puts him down and cracks him as well. And Most Hated is going to go ahead and roast him, and then his teammate's going to help out. Lethal actually put him straight into the dirt, as they are going to take time. Most Hated is going to come sliding in right now, as MJ hitting some nasty wingman shots on the Gibby and putting him down in the box. As you can see, Stola is going to be able to get res here, but they need to be careful, because it looks like there is another team in the distance waiting, watching menacingly, as you can see right here. But don't worry, Most Hated play together as teams, so you are not going to be able to get a kill right here. And they're going to go ahead and get the quick res off on Most Hated and collect that free 3 KP. And they are going to be that 3rd squad eliminated right now, or excuse me, the 20th squad eliminated. As we're going to go ahead and swap on over to Lazarus right now, as Lazarus and his team are fighting hard. They're going to be able to shield. They have to use KB Dome to stabilize, which happens, but the other team looks like they're going to be sitting back waiting and seeing if they can excuse me, if they can regroup and get ready for some more fighting. But they are going to be fine. They're in tunnel right now, but whatever they do, they need to rotate out of tunnel sooner than later. Why? Because there is another team on the other side of tunnel waiting, lurking. They can smell the fear in their body, and they know that they have to move with a quickness. And there is nothing worse than getting caught in tunnel. But Lazarus sees them crafting. How bold are they? they are so bold to just craft like this. They don't even know Lazarus is coming right up, sneaky deaky style, hunting wabbits. As you can see, they with the alternator PK, they have a lot of things for up close range, but they see them right now. They just see their hit, but Apex CEOs are about to get demoted to assistants right now because Lazarus is just watching them move and rotate and wait for the care package. There is a little bit of a dead zone between the two, but still. But Vise is going to be able to just try to rotate up slowly yet surely, doing some running with the Twitch kunai. All right. And they're going to be sitting there watching, circling, and they see each other as G7 Dank is going to go ahead and try to pop some shots. Actually, some really nice wingman shots right now from at range. Listen, I don't know if your wingman has, but my wingman does not come with a bipod. G7 Dank does come with a bipod. So as they're going to go ahead and actually level up their shields in front of this team. Wow, this Lazarus feels no one. They fear no one. Everyone, this is cannon fodder to them because they're literally crafting, leveling up their shields in front of them. Goodness gracious. What is fear? They don't feel it at all. As Apex CEOs, they are all on purple right now. So they do have the shield advantage. They do seem to have a little bit of better guns. They see and they have all the time. They're in zone, so they're not really necessarily super pressure to move or do anything immediately. However, they do have time. Lazarus is going to go rotate over and see if they get some angles on them. See if they go ahead and try to set themselves up for success. And as some may say, clap the cheeks of all the other people in the game. But we're going to go ahead swap on over to tunnel right now as Viper Esports are getting some really nice grenades. But XD need to be careful because, right now there's a team right behind him. But he's so low on health. He only has 25 health. But he is Gibby, so it's essentially like, what, 50 health? Or like 100 knowing Gibby players. But, as you see, Mitch is going to go ahead and get dangerous low and be able to shield up right here as non-flankers are actually trying to flake this team. Listen, it was smoother in my brain until I said it out loud. And then Beewhyan is moving up with a massive hit and some nasty shots, and they're going to be able to get a quick wipe on this team. They didn't even have to use Gibby Bubble. They used Gibby Bubble just to stabilize as another team is coming up right behind them. But they're going to go ahead and opt to try to get themselves to safety. No need to push this fight. No need to get greedy as they're sitting quite pretty with blue shields, purple, and gold. As Sin Nombre is actually seeing a third person right now, which means seen. Fun fact, seen in Spanish means without, and nombre means name. But they're without a third person, so there's just two people. Listen, it was a great joke, okay? It was a good joke even. As they're going to go ahead and set themselves out outside. They don't really need to pressure because they are inside of zone. They're going to make the other team rotate over. So right now they're just going out to try to ruin other people's games by going ahead and ruin KDs, ruin everything that you thought you were going to do to there. And right now, Flakers are going to just sit here in zone and get cooked. Just seeing they don't know they're fighting a team of two right now, but they're going to sit here and just kind of go to the vault, grab whatever they need, get some shields. This must be nice, having no team push you inside a vault. Whenever I open up vault, I always tell my team, like, I don't want to open up vault. I don't care. We have a gate key and we're right there because no matter what happens, anytime I personally ever go to vault, all that happens is there's a team literally outside looking at me going, what you doing with all my loot, boy? And then they proceed to rob me. As we're going to head swapping over the most hated, who's hitting some very nice shots on the high ground right now with the Havoc. And they are Horizon, so they can't get back and forth on it. They're going to actually opt to go ahead and drop down. As they do have a person down, they're going to go ahead and push some shots in. And then miss some, hiding and Gibby Bubble to get away from the grenade. And just like that, MJ is going to go ahead and put Dom on Twitch straight into the respawn screen. And go ahead and tell them to go ahead and watch us be great and do what it is you wish you could do. As most hated they're doing pretty nicely. They're moving swiftly through the map, having really nice rotation, really good call. I'm actually a huge fan of the Horizon pick. While this may not be the most meta character pick, but Horizon is a very, very solid legend because no matter what happens, Horizon's going to be good at it. She's a jack of all trades, master of none, if you will. She's great at getting your team to high ground, or she's good at getting your team to high ground, having CC to be able to stop other teams from pushing you. And also getting aggressive as well. She does a lot of things very well. She's just old reliable, but not to the same extent as a Gibby. Because with Gibby Gibby works with whatever comp you ever wanted in life. While Horizon, she's a little bit in the same sense of she's good at everything, defensive, aggressive, but she's kind of not in the same extent, in the same S tier as Gibby himself. And where would you guys put Horizon on your tier list? Let's say you have an S all the way to C tier. Where would you put Horizon? Because I don't think any legend in this game is actually bad. But it looks like most haters are going to be able to sit here, heal up their shields with the crafter and everything, doing a very good job just vibing. They have some KP, but they need to be careful because there's actually a team watching them craft right now. Most hated, I'm convinced these teams don't fear anything because they're just crafting right now. recklessly daring a team as Toucan gets absolutely obliterated by a bow, and they're gonna have a Baji go ahead and try to rotate themselves over and get over quickly. As you see, Decay is just hitting some dirty 30 shots right now and just absolutely roasting them, causing them to go ahead and start looking at rotating sooner than later. But it looks like they were getting poked at from a team from Lava Siphon. So there's a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of teams all slowly yet surely coming to launch site and setting themselves up for these zones. And right now, as you see, Rinky Brain showing us all the wrinkles in their brain because they are in a very good spot. It's very hard to collapse on, or very hard to push them. And you can see all this dead air, open space. You have a Gibby Bowl to protect you guys from pretty much any and everything, grenades, all that stuff. As you're gonna go ahead and switch, All Glory Gaming is sitting over here, hitting some nice, very nice tactical hit and a very nice bowl. My goodness, is this Legolas? Or who is this person? Good gracious, they hit a long range of bow shot. I can't use a bow, but I'm kind of bad. As Lazarus is here trying their best as Vize gets dangerously low, is going to have to go ahead and use Portal. They need to do it quickly because, yeah, they are being pushed. Bird, get out of there, Bird. I'm sitting here screaming that they can even hear me, but there's a huge delay on caster, so they couldn't even hear me if I wanted to. As Bird somehow makes it out alive, and Vize also makes it as well, as G7 are rotating in and out. Everyone is out of zone right now, but they have time to rotate in, and the other team got very aggressive to see if they could try to go ahead and collapse on Lazarus, but it does not look. Oh, as we see some Team Oasis running some Revenant. I'm a huge fan of Revenant. I will say this once and I'll say it again. Revenant is a very underrated legend, and he's very, very good. As All Glory Game, they smell rats right now. They're gonna go ahead and roast him right there. As All Glory Game moves forward, Jaguars need to be careful as they are getting dangerously low, but one of them actually get down, and they're gonna have, but they only have slow heals, and they need to be careful because guess what? There are more than one team. As we go ahead and see the Pro rocking the Crypto Heirloom, which is something I need to buy tomorrow. Hold on, let me put that in my calendar. Buy Crypto Heirloom tomorrow. All right, perfect. There we go. And just like that, as All Glory Gaming go ahead and roast the team, they're ratting out on the inside, on the outside. But guess what? Pro says we smell rats and we know where they are. As we get to go ahead and see the beautiful Crypto Heirloom just in all this heirloominess. Oh, I like the flip. It's like it's like Pro can hear me. Do the flip again. Okay, okay, Pro cannot actually hear me. Legally, he's not supposed to be able to hear me. As you can go ahead and see, Pro right now is in a kind of a rough spot right now. He was trying to take some shots, but he's in the open, and the other teams are going to see him and think, huh, what that man doing over there? And then come and see if they can actually push the forward, and he actually goes down because he got too aggressive and putting himself in such a rough spot. As you see, Joe Max is going to sit here and try to do their best to cover, but the other team, they did get the down, but they're not going to be able to push up on it because that is a lot of open space. As Joe Max is skeet shooting right now, hitting 3 bows in the air. My goodness, why doesn't my bow hit like this? Why? My bow doesn't do this. All my bow does is send warning shots and tell them, hey, if you move like 2 inches to your left, okay, now 2 inches to the right, maybe you will be hurt. My goodness. As you know, we're seeing a lot of crypto. I was not expecting to see any crypto. It's because of the heirloom buff. That's why. The heirloom buffs every legend. But I was not expecting to see crypto because generally speaking on NA servers, crypto is not a very popular pick overall. As you can see, Covieros is right here hitting some nice shots with the main wingman 2 times. Going to go ahead and put some covering fire, but they need to be careful because there are teams right outside of the door looking through the windows. That has to be one of the most creepy and intimidating things I have seen. Seeing a giant Gibby and his friends just looking through the window like, yeah. As they're going to go ahead and open the door, and Covieros is going to go ahead and do some nice roasting, but there's a crypto ultimate to go ahead and try to slow things down, but it's disgusting 81 with a PK. As they're actually going to be split right now because one is out, 2 are outside, 1's inside, and they actually opt to push the person inside, and they go ahead and put that person straight in the dirt. DK goes down, and it's just the last one as they actually go ahead and roast Scully and DK, both getting wiped out by Covieros, and they're doing a very, very good job. They're going to have time to go ahead and get the shield swaps, get all the ammo. 2 teams are too close to them. They have plenty of time. Teams are just outside of the range, poking them down, but Covieros is going to go ahead and say, listen, we are ready. As Wraithlick has another disgusting shot. Listen, maybe I need to start running 2 times on my wingman because clearly this person is built differently right now as they are hitting some very nice shots. They're also in a power position because they can see the entire lobby from their positioning right now. You have and the people who are behind them on the edge of ring on the edge of zone right now, they're not going to push up. They're very far. They have no reason. They got some KP. They have no reason to give up their position. They have nowhere to rotate if anything goes wrong. But, you know, they're in a better spot. They have lots of head glitches, so it's going to be really hard push right there. However, the not flakers are right outside of Covietta's team, watching them, seeing if they can get anything meaningful done. You need to be careful because right now, as Luke actually steps out to see if they can do something that quite bold by flanking them, but unfortunately he is unable to go ahead and collapse on it because they actually opt to rotate out quickly, because it looks like a Gibraltar ult actually dropped right on top of them. So as Flakers is actually going down very quickly, my goodness, they were just healthy, they were just living their best lives, rotating over, and just like that they got it obliterated by Most Hated right now, who is our kill leader. Mar, I see you, Mar, out here grinding, putting people in spectator mode. I see you. Love to see it. As Most Hated right here is actually going to get roasted right now by Covietos. Covietos has such a power position right now, because not only is this the only high ground, they have all this cover. They have all these rotations. Everything you would ever want out of a spot in the final ring, they have it, and they're doing a dang good job at keeping it. And they're not even poking and committing to anything, because they know if they lose this spot, that is it. They are putting themselves in a negative position. All right, now as we see Apex CEOs, you need it 2 times. You need it 2 times right now to hit that, because man goodness. As right now we see Apex CEOs they're not in the best of positions, because they are far from ring and they have quite a jump here. As you can see, 2 teams are right up the hill, just kind of knowing that they can't move. They do have the Valkyrie ult, and they're gonna go ahead and opt to try to rotate over, but it's 30 seconds. You need to rotate now, because this is round 4. And remember what I said, you are about to get cooking if you do not rotate over sooner than later. But it looks like there looks to be a little shield cell shortages. They're going to go ahead and drop a shield over the frame, but they need to move now, because guess what? Even if you do not boost out in time, that 5 seconds is going to hurt. But look, they're going to be just fine. They're actually going to see if they can rotate over to Covietta's team and see if they can fight that out. But they need to be careful, because if they rotate in there and they don't commit to going inside, they are going to find out that there are actually not 1, not 2, but 3 teams all around just waiting. There's a team underneath them. There's a team on clip. Covietta's team is inside. Most Hated is on the building right next to them. They need to do this quickly, and they need to do it now. You either commit or let Frame go down right now, as Frame gets dangerously low, and Covietta's team knows that there's something going on, as they're actually getting grenaded from down low because of a beautiful stick, but Drill gets dangerously low, coming all the way down to 10 health. They have the Gibby bubble, but guess what? That's all you have. You need to pop all your cells, pop all your things now, because guess what? You are about to get roasted by a lot of team, as Frame actually goes down from a person who probably wasn't even in the fight. They were fighting up close, and they're gonna have to use his shield right now. They're trying to cover them, as Most Hated is right underneath them. But they're going to do whatever they can to try to go for res. But guess what? All these teams are hearing that. They know you're resing. As you see, a Horizon ult is coming out from Most Hated, and they're going to go ahead and drop over. They want this free KP. They're going to push this and take whatever KP they want. As Mario is able to rotate up. Granted, MJ did do what the damage they needed to do, being able to go ahead and drop 1 person. And they're going to try to see if they can collect the rest of those kills. But right now, we're just going to swap over to MGO, who is just stunned. There's just so many grenades, so much hatred going on. Goodness gracious, as they're actually going to get poked from a team from far away. As right now, we're going to go ahead and swap over to our Glory. They already have a person down. They down 1 person, but they want more. They're not good with just 1 kill. They want to secure this KP right now. As Gibraltar Ultimates is dropping left and right, that just shows you how strong Gibraltar Ultimates are. Every team has a Gibraltar, not just because of his bubble, because he also has a strong ult, and he hit a 33 right there. So guess what? This Wraith, whatever they do, they need to be careful, and they're going to unfortunately go down. Jaguares hears it. They know that there's beef right here, and they want all the beef. They want all the action, as they go ahead and they rotate it all the way from cliff all the way to dome over here to try to get some early positioning from zone. But they need to be careful, because there is a lot of things. As Glory Gaming, they're in a prime spot right now. Covietta's team is not in a prime spot anymore. Guess what? And then just like that, Joe Max hitting a very, very good hit. He's actually going to roast right now with MJ. Good heavens. He's going to get a very beautiful roast, very beautiful down. But guess what? They're not even going to be able to get that res up, because there is going to be teams all around. And Joe Max is getting extremely aggressive right here for this position. They need to go ahead and reposition right now and go ahead and let the res get up, because you have to just accept, which is something that's going to happen a lot in these higher competitive games. You're going to get the down, and you want to push it. You have the ability, you have the advantage to do all the pushes that you need to do. But unfortunately, you're going to have to let them just go ahead and stabilize. Gibraltar really coming in clutch with that bubble. Very good decision by Marner's team to be able to go ahead and just bubble and get the res. And also, Didn't even know you could stand up there, so that's a little bit new. Yo, my games are about to be smooth. Listen, take notes from all this high-level gameplay, because right now I'm about to go. You guys are going to see me like triple Predator. All right, next season. All right, yeah, I'm taking notes of all these new rat spots and everything. As Joe Mac's team, they are down low in the level ground, which is not the best position to be in. However, they need to move quickly. Be careful, because Most Hated is right above them, and so does Stola. Guess what? Stola went down. That's a huge down right there. They're not going to have the Gibby bubble to stabilize right now, so all they have right now is just some movement and some dreams, and as they hope right now, they're throwing grenades and doing everything they can to try to roast them, but they are not going to be able to get their Stola up right now, because Stola is in the open. As you can see, G7 Dank actually downed another person outside, but Jaguares, once again, having all the time in the world. They have the perfect cover. They have crate and everything. They're actually going to rotate up and see if they can go ahead and put some shots down on them, but they are going to get dangerous low as MJ goes down again. It's just like they do not have the time to try to save each other, and they just need to be careful, and they're burning in the lava as they're going to go ahead and punch them straight in the butt cheeks and go ahead and move them into cover and get them out of the lava, as they're going to sit and try to rotate and say heal up, but they're just not going to have time, because All Glory Gaming knows it. They hear it, and they want the beef. They want that action as they push forward and hit some nasty master shots. As they got tired of all this, but they need to be careful, because Lazarus is right behind them. They're not going to be able to get the res off right they wanted to. What they're going to end up happening is Lazarus is going to have him and his team. They're just going to come push forward and not even shoot the person. They're going to just wipe everybody, because they know exactly who they need to kill. Lazarus is doing everything they can. They were wiping a lot of teams off screen, and then they rotated in and came in and cleaned with the fight. Perfect, picking up picture perfect, a textbook perfect moment of pushing in and collapsing on All Glory Gaming. Good job to Lazarus. You guys did a very good job. Beautiful rotations, beautiful plays. You guys hit all the shots, moving exactly where you needed to, how you needed to, and they have a strictly full movement comp with Gibby, of course, and that is what set themselves up for success. Great job to them. Amazing job overall. Man, now that was some gameplay right there. That was some high level, high quality Apex Legends right there. All right. Seeing between all the different rotations and seeing, just because you may have the spot and zone for 2, 3, maybe even 4 rounds, once you get to that 5th round, the zone can go ahead and start moving in a way that you didn't expect. And guess what? The one team who was able to rotate and do everything perfectly was Team Lazarus. They were able to rotate, get each kill, move every single way they needed to move, dip, dive, and dodge, and being able to pick their team site perfectly. They didn't lose a single player. Their whole squad was alive the entire game. So that should let you know how good of a players they are. But I think we have the standings ready, so let's go ahead and take a second and look at them. All right. Boom. Just like that. Look how close this game was at the top 3 people. Goodness gracious. This Lazarus right now having a 110, getting a very solid start to their first game 1. Remember, we have 4 more games today with me. So that's a very solid start. All Glory Gaming, another solid. Most Hated, another style. Covieros is right behind them. And a lot of teams they didn't do as well, but hey, listen, it's game 1. It's learning. The longer the games go, the sweatier the games are going to get. And that's exactly what I'm expecting to see. I'm expecting these leads that we have right now, I'm expecting them to disappear. Look at it. We have 3 people in the lead that are within 30 points of each other. It's 5 points a kill, 50 points just to come in first place. So that should let you know that, hey, it's anybody's game right now. Yesterday we saw teams who had 145 points from game 1, had a lead of almost 80 points. It came so close, came down to the wire, and almost came in second place when they had a lead from game 1. That's to let you know, hey, listen, you are not safe, all right, in these games. So, hey, let's go ahead and get ready to swap over to commercial break. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and make sure you stay tuned for game 2.
Uninvited, you wanna hold me close, but I know what you have to. Yeah. Why are you hiding? Tell me, what must I do? Come to you. You're mine. It's right. It's right now. Why are you hiding? Tell me, what must
Gotta find my way to you, no matter what I do. Gotta find my way to you, your heart is drifting out of reach. Gotta find my way to you, no matter what I do. Gotta find my way to you, even though you're next to me. Gotta find my way. I'm falling, it's worth every second for you. I'm chasing, I'm climbing, I'm searching, I'm falling, it's worth every second for you. I'm chasing, I'm climbing, I'm searching, I'm falling, it's worth every second for you. I'm chasing, I'm climbing, I'm searching, I'm falling, it's worth every second for you.
Oh, I can't see the color running through your veins, and I can't breathe, and everything you do is bad. Love me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you guys, I gave you guys 5 minutes. That should be more than enough time to do the bathroom break, snack break, whatever else you may do on our break. We're back at it. All right. We're here. We're live and ready. Man, that game one was insane. That was some insane gameplay. Especially watching Team Lazarus just dissect the lobby bit by bit. Listen, Lazarus was speed running their brain was running on all cylinders the entire game. And All Glory Gaming 2 did a very good job. This lobby right now, You saw the lead. You saw the standings. There's quite a few teams who have a chance at coming up off of this game 2. We're going to be on World's Edge for game 2. So look at this. There's 3 teams right now who are within 30 points of each other. All right. And there's teams down low. And listen, all this is just game 1. So that means any team can get a W and get a couple kills and catch up just like that. So it's quite possible. And I believe in each and every one of these teams to give us some high quality Apex Legends. Now, what am I expecting to see is a little bit of a difference in some rotations, maybe some picks, because we did see a little bit more crypto than I expected. All right, I'll admit I won't say I was wrong, but you know, I wasn't as right. There you go. That's what I wasn't as right as I normally am. And then we didn't actually see a lot of Bloodhound. We actually saw a lot of Valkyries and a lot of Gibbies, but we even had a surprise pick with the Horizon. And that Horizon was coming out very well. They most hated were able to collapse and get some very nice kills with the Horizon. They were doing a very, very good job overall. Like that game, there was a lot of unexpectedness. All right, we even got the crypto heirloom is probably the least thing I expected to see. All right, you know why I say least expected? I expected, but because I expect everything, and I'm the caster who knows the games. Yep, that's what I said. So overall the game was a very, very good game. A mix, actually surprising mix of other legends that I was not expecting to see. But I want you guys to remember this. This tournament is brought to you all by Lenovo Legion. They have gaming accessories, monitors, and gaming PCs as well. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Let's go ahead and take a second and see if game 2 is ready right now. All right, it appears you guys are going to be stuck with me a little bit more. That's perfectly fine. Listen, I love talking to you guys. This is perfect. So what was you guys' favorite part of game 1? Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. By the way, there's a 5-minute delay. So even if you tell me, I won't technically be able to read it until 5 minutes later. But even then, don't worry about it. Just know I agree with you and you are right. Yes, you're very correct. That is also my favorite part. And do you guys see any of the team comp surprise you guys? Okay. Okay, yeah, you love to hear it. All right, same here. All right, yep. I was expecting to see more Rampart. I was definitely expecting to see a lot more Rampart. When are we going to get a Rampart pick? That's what I want to see. We get a Rampart pick, I will be happy. All right, I will. I don't know what's the most embarrassing thing you can do on Twitter. I'll do that twice. All right, I get one Rampart pick. All right, or honestly, hear me out. Fuse. Yes, I want to see a Fuse pick. Fuse is very good. All you guys are underrating him, and like he's criminally underrated, especially in your ranked games as well. And especially with that ring going down towards launch site, Fuse would have been amazing with his ultimate. They would not have been able to hold the high ground as long as they have with Fuse just raining ultimates, fire, and like grenades everywhere. Listen, whatever. All right, let's just get into game 2. All right, and let's see if there's anything that decides to change. Lazarus is actually rotating. Looks like they're going to be heading towards Climatizer. Please tell me you're heading towards Climatizer. It's such a good landing location. Please don't let it be criminally underrated. As right now, we're seeing AGG, who also had a very solid performance game 1. They're just kind of like looking and seeing. It looks like they're going to land towards staging area. Staging also is another solid location. Very easy team fights. Actually, they landed towards landslide. Interesting. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of landslide, but it's not a bad area. It's just the loot is very sporadic and very unpredictable. While we have base MJ right now, they are actually landing in the hot zone, demanding teams to come and challenge them. We actually see a little bit of a change up because we actually see more teams towards Overlook area and Countdown. Look at that. We don't even see as many teams at Skyhook. We see a lot more teams at Lava Fissure, Countdown. Oh yeah, this game's about to get sweaty. Look at this. I mean, predicting the circle to close closer towards Countdown and Skyhook from what we've seen so far. But overall, let's give the game some time. All right, go ahead, push your bets in stream. Where do you expect people to start closing the zone to close at? I can feel it in the spirits. The Apex gods has spoken to me in text message or SMS message or whatever you want to call it. Skyhook and Countdown is where this zone's going to go. All right, just look, remind me in like 3 minutes and so I can laugh at you and say I was right. All right, as we're going to go ahead and see what's going on right now. We have people in Fragment West. There's one team. It actually looks like there's going to be teams running into each other in Geyser because there's a team in tunnels, team on the other side of Geyser, and a team in No Name City right side of Fragment East. My goodness. There's a lot of things about to happen, and I don't think anybody's ready for it. As we actually can see, there's teams fighting right now, right on Fragment East right now. As Twisted Sin, they look like they know what's going on. They know somebody's there. They're just playing nice and safe and comfortable. As Team Oasis is right here, just going ahead, take the zip line, see if they can catch anybody off guard. You know, take the zip line to make a lot of noise to try to bait teams in. As Twisted is unaware of their presence currently. They know someone's here, and they probably see the Bloodhound's tracks, but they do not know where they are exactly. But whatever happens, they need to do it quickly because this is one of the worst places to get caught out in. And Team Oasis is actually going to be rotating out, so they're going to be able to get Vault just as easy and be just fine. However, this is one of the worst places to get caught out in. One, you're very far from ring. There's 3 teams around you. It's very possible they're going to get all shields and things like that, so they're going to be able to stabilize and be ready. Not stabilize, excuse me. They're going to be able to, get prepared for the next fight and have a leg up. They actually didn't give, Gibby a shield, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna report them for toxic teamness because Gibby does all this work. He needs the most health out of everyone as a Gibby main. As they Twisted Sin actually sees the team right side of Fragment East, they're gonna go ahead and get ready to start rotating over to try to see if they can collapse them. As Team Oasis is actually the team they spot, but they need to be careful because Lazarus is right above them. The winners of our last game is right above them. So listen, it is about to go down in Fragment West right now, and as Rinky Brain is here, but they need to be careful because Lazarus is right behind them, and who's followed by Team Oasis, who's followed by Team Sin. So like it's a lot going on here. All right, as Team Vanquish is going to take some shots, nothing too menacing just yet. Swervy try to get a little tactical, but unsuccessful tactical right now, but they're gonna be just fine. Nothing too crazy. They can go ahead and heal up and things of that sort without any issue being pressured. And they're actually gonna, why is this people crafting? Why is everyone just so fearless? Maybe I'm a scared man. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just need to play more aggressively. As Swervy knows that they're trying to bait them right now, and go and see if they can go ahead and get some movement up, try to get some shots in, but they need to be careful because Swervy is very pushed up. And as a Valkyrie, your hitbox is very square. So as you boost and try to move around, your hitbox does not move as well as a Wraith hitbox does. As you know, it crouch, dip, dives, and head glitches and things like that sort. But Valkyrie has a very wider hitbox when using her jetpack. So you need to be careful. You're not a Wraith. You're not going to be able to teleport and kind of move in and out like you want to. But looks like Vanquish is going to opt to go ahead and try to head towards zipline building to set themselves. But Rinky Brain is right behind them. Listen, they know exactly. They smell the blood in the water, and they're trying to see if they can go ahead and get ready to move. But they have the high ground right now, which is a very rough spot. As Proxy is using a single fire hemlock going, covering 3, 2, 1, suppressing, using covering fire to go ahead doing everything and hitting some nice shots right there. But overall, they're going to be able to just sit here. They're in the middle of zone. They're just fine. They have no real pressure to move anytime soon. Rinky Brain does have a horizon. Oh, I say they don't have any pressure to move soon, but they opt to go ahead and move soon. They do have the horizon, so they could have collapsed on them a little bit harder or a little bit faster, but they wanted to opt to try to set themselves up for positioning first. So you're going to see a lot of teams do this where they have the chance to commit to a fight. However, they want to go for positioning first because remember, 11th to 20th place, you don't get any points. You get 0 point placement points. You don't get any giveaways, nothing. So everyone wants to get to 10th place first and then start getting aggressive because if they lose, they get at least a couple points or something, if that makes sense, as opposed to just full on committing to the fight. And even if you win that fight, you lose it, if a third party comes in, now you have no placement points. You got a couple kills, but you have no placement points. That's not fun for anybody. So overall, let's go ahead and see. As Lazarus is actually a champions from our last game, I'm going to be rotating over, using a Wraith heirloom, definitely one of the higher heirlooms. Me personally, I'm a Rampart or heirloom lover, and I stand by it because so much personality. I'm not taking it back. I'm committed to that statement. You can go ahead and quote me. Rampart has one of the most underrated heirlooms in the game, as well as Horizon. No, not Horizon. Excuse me, Watson. What's your guys' favorite heirloom so I can tell you you're wrong and tell you why it should be Ramparts? As we go ahead and see Covieros' team, they had a very solid positioning, very solid plays last time, but they unfortunately were wiped out by just wrong place, wrong time, having too many times right now on too many teams on top of them. But here we go. Since we have a couple minutes and no one's fighting, we're gonna go ahead and do this right now because there seems to be some type of debate of who has the best heirloom in Apex Legends. All right, I'm gonna say it here and I'm gonna say it again. Revenant has the best heirloom in Apex Legends. All right, no one can contest me on this. It's this huge scythe, right? It's amazing. The best heirloom in Apex Legends. Number 2, I have to use my brain for that one. And I wasn't paid to use my brain. I was paid to cast video games. But overall, I would definitely say my next favorite one is probably going to be Watson. I love Watson's animations. Her spin animation when she's sliding and jumping is probably one of the most satisfying. We're actually going ahead swapping over to 6, who is right here, right outside of Lava Fissure, just kind of vibing right now, healing up. They're not really having too much pressure right now, but they'll be just fine. They have a Caustic, a Bloodhound. This is a much older comp. They don't really have too much movement, but they have a lot of defensive capabilities. It's going to be very, very, very hard to push Bloodtick right now and see if they can try to collapse on the team once they have it down, because they have the Gibby to stabilize, they have the Bloodhound for information, Caustic to get aggressive, Caustic to get defensive. They have it all covered right here and there. So overall, but they need to be careful because 6 is right beside them. Granted, they're in the low ground as Apex CEOs is actually roasting them. Listen, the alternate may be an SMG, but not in the hands of little Drill, because guess what? Drill is out here roasting people right now with this thing, as they're going to go ahead and actually get sandwiched right now. It's very unfortunate. They need to be careful because there is another team. So whatever you do, just know you're going to be committed to it. As you can see, the Costco coming straight out right now, and 6 and Slim gets dangerous low, and Slim goes down, and Fur is the last person right now. As Apex CEOs, they were at a disadvantage, but guess what? Disadvantage does not mean defenseless, as they're going to go ahead and turn the table and have the turbo table right there just like that, as Hectara has the 2 times wingman hitting nice shot, but Drill needs to be careful. You listen, you beat the one team does not mean you're going to beat another team. As 6 actually goes down, and Fur, the last one standing, is going to go ahead and do everything they can to try to get some nice shots to roast, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to jump into the void. The only thing they'll be able to do is jump into the spectator mode and watch the rest of the teams play, as Apex CEOs goes down by getting overly aggressive. They had an advantage, they had some kills, they should have backed out, but unfortunately Bloodtick, they smell it. They have the Costco coming out to go ahead and set themselves up and be able to move, as they're just roasting people with this R99. Good gracious, they are flamboying, and you hear the seasoning, you hear the barbecue list in the background. Oh my goodness, these are choice meats, with Gibraltar getting absolutely cooked right there. As Most Hated, they're also doing a very good job getting some good solid KP as well. There's a lot of murder happening right now in this game. Goodness gracious, we had 19 teams, we're down to 16 right now. That means that's like 1, 2, like 9 people died or something like that. I don't do math, I just breathe sometimes. As you can see right now, everybody is now stabilized and getting everything they need, having everything. They do have the devotion with the turbocharger. Not a fan personally, but you know, that's just me. You know, listen, if you can control the turbocharger devotion, you are quite literally constructed alternatively. Some may even say built differently. It looks like things have quieted down right now, as Most Hated is looking to see if they can find some more people. They know there's a Valkyrie near them, and they smell it. They know it is a smelly smell, a smell that smells, and that's exactly what they're trying to do and find out. But while we have the time, let's go ahead and put the next heirloom right now. Best looking heirloom with the most satisfying idle animations or flip animations would definitely be Watson, and then Lifeline. I'm sorry to say this, Wraith does not have a bear heirloom. It's just one of my least favorites. I'm just going to hit swap on over to Lazarus. Yeah, that's right, we swap over to gameplay, so you guys can't contest my good opinions, or facts as you may call them. But we can go ahead and see they're going to be just rotating. They're going to be setting themselves up right outside of trials, and they're going to be just fine. And you see Covieros being the only crypto team right now, so they're looking around, be able to see what's going on. And Lazarus sees this. They know, wait a minute, there's some beef, and I want part of it, as they're going to be right here looking to see if they can try to move up on this Covieros team. They have an okay positioning, but it's a little bit of, not the most optimal, if you will. As Bloodtick is right here, they're coming off, they're winning a couple of gunfights and getting a picture-perfect third party. As Vanquish right now, they're also in a really solid spot, as everyone's on countdown right now, just kind of setting up for these next couple rings. Also, I want to be known, I was right. I did say the zone was going to pull towards Skyhook and countdown. As we go ahead and see, Look is right now just vibing on his cell phone while his teammate almost goes down. Icebox is going to go ahead and rotating over towards Lava Fissure. Most Hated is setting themselves up in zone, in a very nice spot in zone. They know exactly where they need to be. They're able to see all the teams and all these dead zones right outside of Lava Fissure. They're going to be in a great spot. But unfortunately, Jerry, closed out his teammate outside. But it looks like they're just going to be poking right now, not really committing to anything, as everybody's just setting themselves up for the next ring and hoping not having to move. As MGO is taking a lot of damage by getting a little too aggressive, getting a little too greedy, see if they can get some things going on for them. But it looks like they're definitely going to go ahead and get back in there, because they're like, get your behind back in that room. I know I ain't see you out here just trying to loot. as Covieros' team is actually looking to see if they can find any rats as they grab ring. This crypto pick is really boding well for them because they're able to see exactly, oh, we could rotate here. Oh, we have options. As they are looking over here, looking at care package, they're just, listen, they're playing a different team right now. They're playing a different game. They're in spectator mode while playing the game. That's amazing. You love to see it. As Lazarus, they did take a little bit of damage, but look at this. Look at this stash. They have a secret loot cave of just heals, shields, and everything that you want. You could definitely see Lazarus is well experienced in holding an area down. As Vanquish actually opts to rotate out and try to set themselves up. As Covieros has a charge rifle, probably just farming and doing exactly what they do best. As you can see, Stola right here is getting roasted from Trials. Needs to be careful right now. You're a Gibby boy. You're going to be able to get hit from pretty much every angle. You can't hide behind little things that any other legend can hide behind, but they're going to be able to get in just fine. Shield up. They have, looks like they have good materials as well, so they're not really too pressured right now. As you see, teams are all setting themselves up inside of Lava Fissure and Countdown right now, but they're unfortunately not going to be able to try to rotate up and try to get Beacon because there's a lot of teams around you. Now, do you really want to commit a Gibraltar bubble and a lot just to get a zone when you already know where zone is? It would be helpful, yes, but that's a lot of materials to commit, especially with so many teams all around you. So overall, we're going to go ahead and swap over the Flakers. They're in Trials, relaxing, just watching everything going on right now. All right, OPK getting absolutely, the 3 gamers is actually the 2 gamers, and the other one is the person invisible as Bloodtick hears it, hears the beef, and they want to go ahead and push this. Xbox actually loses a person as Twisted Sin is take a little bit of damage, but they're going to be able to go ahead and come in and just roast right now. Can actually put them straight in the dirt as Moisture Magnet, which is a very questionable name that I don't think I'm legally allowed to say on Twitch. TOS, please don't arrest me. Goodness gracious, they get put straight into the dirt right now. I don't know, that word just felt gross. I just said it. As Bloodtick, they're just sitting here. They know there is beef, and they want that action. They know where people are, and they are going doing everything to just try and roast everyone. As Bastille knows exactly what's going on. You can see the crypto rotation. They see him. You can tell by the ninja run with the sword and stuff. But they're like, nah, I want that action. I want that beef. I want this KP. As to go ahead and put Nam on Twitch straight into Dom in respawn screen. As right now, they're going to go ahead and set themselves up and try to get inside of Lava Fissure. They're a little bit of disadvantage though because they don't have any movement legends to get them to safety. So whatever they do, they are committed to it right now. As we see a beautiful crypto ult goes on, Covietta's team is going to go ahead and see if they can try to move up on this and get some of this KP, because guess what? Right now, Sway is dangerously low between a rock and a hard place right now, and Sway actually goes down because Lazarus is right there with the charge rifle, just collecting free damage, getting free knocks and things of that sort. As Vizzy actually gets it down with the grenade as well. Vizzy is like, I did my damage. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be easy. Amen. And leaving the building as they are going ahead and just roasting here. Listen, this shows you exactly Lazarus knows what they're doing. They are setting themselves up. They're not getting aggressive. They may have got a couple down, but they're not getting aggressive. Their whole thing is that they are doing what they wanted, which is setting themselves up for success. They have the downs. They can go for KP. They are in the lead. They don't even have a big lead right now, but they're like, you know what? No, they're playing smart. Listen, me, I turned my brain off. All right, I hit W key. I don't even believe in an S key. I don't know. I haven't went backwards since like I booted up my PC one time. And there's another Kraber, and they want to get it. They actually go ahead and grab the Kraber as G7 Dank is right there setting himself up. He's going to drop it and go and grab the other Kraber. And it looks like they're going to have Krabers all around and be ready to go ahead and try to roast the entire team. Listen, whoever is looking at G7 Dank, look away. He's going to have a Kraber. He's going to be right there looking right at you as they're actually going to go ahead and pick up their massive backup. So you're going to have close range once the ring closes and be ready to go ahead and put people into boxes. All right, as they're going to go ahead and see Vizzy go ahead and try their best. They take a little bit of damage, but they're going to go ahead and get in. As Team Oasis actually gets a Horizon on top of them right now. Not too much pressure right now because they do have Gibby Ball to stabilize, but Gibby Ball just went down, and Valk's Fun is right on top, showing that Valk is also good at killing. As they're going to go ahead and put Gibraltar in the dirt, put Jinxes in the dirt. As the Gibraltar does go out, it is going to do some damage, but it's not going to do anything too meaningful, as they are all able to go ahead and just shield up through it. They did an amazing job right now as Valk is right there doing Valk is fun. They're here. They're just like, listen, we are vibing. We have the high ground, having the high ground, especially in a zone like this when Ring is going to be closing in on the zip line, so they're not going to be able to take zip line and come up. They're going to be in a very good spot. As Decay is going to go ahead and grab, he has a red shield. Go ahead, grab all the ammo, all the attachments you ever need. As right now, Lazarus hitting a nasty shot right now, and teams drop right on Lazarus. Goodness gracious, they're having a really rough spot. Just because you have Valko and you can't reposition does not mean you get a free reposition, as they are finding out right now, as they are going absolutely obliterated in between two different teams. They actually lose somebody right now, but it's fine because Kleptic is going to be able to get picked up. But remember, no one is inside Ring. None of these teams are inside Ring right now, as they have the fully kitted Mozambique, and they're going to go ahead and roast right now. They said, Ring, I'm not worried about no Ring, I'm worried about murder, as they're doing everything they can to try to get inside. But unfortunately, they're going to die to the zone, and as well as Gibraltar run on top of them. That was absolutely hectic, as Rinky Brain is right here, just showing how wrinkly their brains are. I'd be able to get a perfect rat spot, but they need to be careful because rat spot doesn't mean anything. So right now, to G7 Lazarus, he's going to jump right in and go ahead, put the Mastiff down and lay down the law right now, and watch his teammates go ahead and clean up these kills, as they were able to just completely surprise them. Listen, G7 Dank opened up and then had his team support him with the Gibby bubble and sliding in shotgun. That was an amazing play, but Team Lazarus is right here. They don't even need the high ground. They have Krabers. You know what that means? They can shoot, or shoot good or something. I'm not actually sure, but what they do know how to do is they do know how to position themselves. They know exactly where they need to go. They're not even committing to right now to moving themselves in the zone. They're just finding a spot right now, trying to scope it out. And there are 5 teams left in round 5. Ring's closing in 30 seconds. People have to move. There's 4 teams out right now who are not inside of zone. And they had a fresh Kraber right now showing you exactly, listen, they plan for the future. They know they're going to be good. They know they're going to do all right here. They plan for the future by putting a Kraber on the side, just like, you know what, I'll come back for you. But they're going to go ahead and have Vize rotate them in. A very smart play. Not even using instant portal as some players have used, just to get themselves into cover first and then being prepared. And then hitting a nasty shot. So look, you can shoot me with other little pellets you got right now. But listen, this Kraber hit for 145 damage right now. And you're going to have to shield that up right now. They do have a lot of shield swap and a lot of materials up top. But what they don't have is a position inside zone. And they have Vizi with the Kraber looking and waiting. Gibby, move! Oh man, Gibby's gonna hit another 120 right there. Man, you gotta be thinking, man, we should probably start moving sooner or later. We have a Kraber and everything right now. Something has to give, as the Horizontal is quite literally yeeted, but they're going to be able to destroy that very quickly. And as you can see, Arc Stars are coming in. They're going to be just fine. Unfortunately, Vize is going to take a shot, but he's going to go ahead and peek because he knows right now it's all about doing damage, as his team, G7, absolutely roast Scully right now, and they're not going to be able to do anything, but they know, all right, we got it down right here. That's perfectly fine. You see, they're going to have to move forward because guess what? There is nothing but zone closing. Round 5 just closed, and so there is nothing but damage. They were choosing a very optimal rock right now, being able to see pretty much every and anybody they need to see. As Vize sees the Gibby, he's going to miss that shot because he hits the rock, but Gibby's playing it as smart as he can, but they're going to try to move forward and see what they can do. But there's so much going on right now in this final zone. There's 3 squads left right now, and Vize's going to do everything he can, hitting a 320 right now on the Gibby and establishing dominance, saying, listen, you ain't safe behind that rock, boy. I got a Kraber and I got angles, as they go ahead and rotate over. As Lazarus is moving in, they smell more people. They know, yeah, we need some more bodies. They can see the Valkyrie right now and hit another 81. They hit it on the Gibraltar shield, but that's fine. The damage was done. They're going to be able to go ahead and shield up and try to get them. They know that person they did down. They did have a teammate to get them back up. And Lazarus is just playing in the middle of everybody, wishing somebody would try to commit to them right now. As you see, they are just sitting here in the open right now, fearless. As they are actually, Vize actually almost goes down. That would have been a huge down right now, because the lobby would have been a little bit safer. But Stola is moving forward, committing. They like, no, we need to put G7 in the dirt right now, because they know G7 right now are in the lead. And guess what? They want to take that lead from them. As Vize is right here, they're actually going to lose G7 Dang. GS Bird is still live around with Vize, but Vize comes down dangerously low, and GS Bird is actually going to go ahead and go down. And Most Hated played that perfectly right there. My goodness, what a very beautiful play. Most Hated saw exactly what Lazarus did. Lazarus got over aggressive, and Most Hated saw that, and they're like, listen, we have to go ahead and collapse on this now. They saw G7 and G7 Lazarus teams was in the middle of two different teams, as they had a crate where they got it down on somebody. They're like, humbug, that's easy. And they thought they were going to continue to farm the lobby, but listen, this lobby is like, no, we ain't never scared. We ain't never scared of you guys. And they actually came up and fought and did a very good job of collapsing on them, getting overly aggressive. Lazarus was playing the game so well, but they positioned themselves directly between two full health teams, or seemingly full health teams, and they were collapsed on because of it. So Most Hated, once again, doing a very good job of setting themselves up for success right there. Being able to sit from the far and just get some pokes. And Stola doing a very good job with that Gibby bubble. At first, I was thinking, I don't know about this Gibby bubble because you know you guys are a little committed. But listen, they were like, no, we are out here. They were showing we aren't scared to push. They threw the bubble down and got a picture perfect fight because they chose a perfect time, because Bizet on Lazarus was actually getting poked and hit from the team directly behind him because he thought the Gibby was just the last one, but he actually did not see that Gibby had some teammates. So because of that, he didn't know that there was multiple people going to be able to shoot at him. And just because of that, just because that little bit of mistake, that over aggression right there, they paid for it by coming in there and not coming in first place that round. Now, I don't have the standing stands that are being calculated right now, but you know what we do have? We have knowledge. We have information. Okay. And we know exactly what to do for this information. We know for a fact that Most Hated popped off that game. They were picking every fight. MJ, listen, that Horizon pick was doing wonders for them. Look at it. Most Hated is 180.20 points, just 20 points away from being in first place. Most Hated came in third place game one. Now they're already in second place. Listen, there's teams who were not even placed are now getting closer to being placed right now and reaching the higher ranks, right, or reaching the higher levels of this of the placements right now. They're doing a very good job. Listen, these games are going well. All Glory Gaming did not pop off as well as they did the game one, but listen, it happens. They are going to watch game 3. You're going to come back and give us a show in Covietas' team. What the crypto pick is showing. Listen, we may not have done as hot this game, but the one thing we are not defeated. As we're going to go ahead and get ready and get set up for game 3, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And remember, this tournament is brought to you all by Lenovo Legion. They offer gaming monitors, PCs, gaming accessories as well. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Thank you guys so much, and see you after this commercial break.
You used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with this life, like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold.
rapper, but you long gone, it don't matter. Ride or die, that's been the deal. The light of your back, I disappear. But if you don't play that for me, I'm out of it, I'm out of it. I lick my gun and then I'm done. I'm out of it, I'm out of it. And no man to tell me you're no good. I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, of my shoulders. Done with my cigarette, and when all the smoke is clear, I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, the weight of you. Don't need a no man. Don't need a no man. Back and I'm better. You had to go back where you came from, now you're bitter. Out of sight, out of mind for real. Yeah, I wouldn't wanna be you for real. But if you don't play that for me, I'm out of it, I'm out of it. I lick my gun and then I'm done.
Great team.
I'm out of it, I'm out of it. No man to tell me you're no.
Hello and welcome back to the tournament. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to be heading on over to game 3. Now, game 2 was a lot of fun, but it showed us exactly, listen, just because you may have won game 1 does not mean you are guaranteed to win game 2. We saw Team Lazarus do a very solid performance, having all the materials, setting themselves up for final zone, but just a simple mistake of having a little bit over aggression or getting in the middle of two different teams is what possibly cost them, or it did cost them winning that game. So they did a very good job overall during the entire tournament, and as well, but most hated right there, Stola being the spearhead of their team, throwing the perfect Gibby bubble right there in the middle so they can shoot team 1 and team 2 and do a very good job at it. That shows exactly how quick and the small decision-making skills you need to do in order to dominate these lobbies. And that's exactly what these three teams are doing right now. Most hated, Team Lazarus, they're all doing a very good job at dominating. All Glory Gaming running this lobby and doing a very good job. But you need to be careful because 100 points, okay, 100 points, 110 points is what Lazarus made from game 1, all right? In game 2, they didn't make 100 points game 2, or they made exactly 100 points game 2. So that should let you know it's very easy for a team to have a very standout performance and then collapse and do well and start winning and getting ahead on these other teams. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the scoreboard so you guys can see what's going on before we get into game 3. And the one thing that we didn't need to see, that we did need to see a little bit more, is going for these earlier zones, because that's exactly what Lazarus and Coviera's team was doing. They were seeing where zone was going and go, all right, I want to go there. Especially Coviera's team with the crypto pick, they were doing a very good job of setting themselves up and going, hey, we are going to rotate here and do a very good job and set ourselves for success. And that's exactly what they're going to do. As we can see right now, the entire lobby, there's a lot of teams, a little bit of hesitation on going on for drop right here. But overall, we're going to see a few things right now. And just keep in mind, guys, this tournament is brought to you all by Lenovo Legion. They offer gaming PCs, monitors, and gaming accessories. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Make sure you guys stay tuned because we have 2 more games right after this one. So we're gonna have a lot of fun, a lot of great and awesome content and things coming towards you guys. As you can see though, there's a little bit of a change. Teams are not lending towards Skyhook. Last time we saw about 4 or 5 teams on Skyhook. Now there's only 2. And we're seeing a little bit more of a push towards Overlook and Fragment East as well. And we do have some fights going on in Countdown, but nothing too crazy is popping off currently. But what we are seeing is a lot of teams kind of spreading out a little bit, because like game 1, we saw a lot of teams going towards Skyhook and Countdown, but they're not going for that this time. They're like, we'll take our chance. There's no way we're going to get the same circle again, right? As Team Vanquish sees somebody, they're going to try to see if they can get some nice poke damage, set themselves up. They're going to go ahead and use the L-Star. But a very good gun. Not my favorite LMG, but a good LMG. Anyway, as they're going to go ahead, and Lazarus is a team they're going to be fighting. The team who placed first place in game 1 and then second place in game 2 are going to be sitting there watching them. going, nah, we want this beef. We not running from this. They do have this fight to themselves for a little bit, so they can move and try to move forward and get some kills here. But the question is, are they gonna be able to get this fight over quickly? Because remember, this is competitive. People cannot wait to come and blast you today, but they will not have any immediate movement. And what I mean by immediate movement is Octane, Horizon, or anyone else. As Savage is going to have to use Bubble right now. Savage moves forward and gets absolutely obliterated. As G7 Dank is going to go ahead and push in and hit some very nice shots right now. And go ahead and put Swervy straight into the dirt. And then, yes, GCS Bird does go down, but it's a 2v1 right now, as they are both almost full health right now, sitting very nicely. They're waiting to see where the last person is, and Team Vanquish only having Proxy, the last one alive. It is nowhere near them, and is unfortunately not going to be able to collapse or even try to help them. Lazarus is going to be able to get their teammate up and be just fine and heal up, but they need to do it quickly, because remember, there are teams that are close to them, and it only takes one team to come and ruin your day. All right, as you can see, they have a nice setup with the car Havoc, and Havoc showing it puts into a lot of great damage. And I'm here to tell you guys right now, use the Havoc. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. The Havoc is definitely a very powerful, very underrated gun, because if there's one thing the Havoc does perfectly, is it does damage. Me and my team, we call it a Gibby killer, because every Gibraltar who gets hit by it is like immediately obliterated by it. Then go ahead, tell me guys in chat, who you guys all cheering for right now. I would love to see you guys support your teams. Go ahead, let it be known. Show us some emotes, show us some hashtags, or however you support your team. And as everyone here, we're sitting right outside Lava City. You know, everybody's just fine, being able to craft, getting everything. But there is a team, Bloodtech do see a team that's over the next building. They're going to go ahead and pop some shots, but nothing too dangerous, nothing too committal right now. As people just go ahead and take some shots. Showing the Rampage right now, hitting the body. Even though it's even post-nerf, it is still one of the best LMGs in the game right now. So overall, we're seeing, you know, Bloodtech is just fine. They're able to craft. They do have the high ground. They do have a caustic. So, but they did make a switch. They did opt to switch off the Bloodhound and go for a Valkyrie. That lets you know that, hey, even they are recognizing, you know what, maybe we should have a Valkyrie. They're going to go ahead and try to get some poke down. They really don't need to do any poke too much right now, because they do have blue, purple shields. They're doing just fine. And Team 6, they're right here. They're taking a little bit of poke, but they are not in a very good spot, you know, especially with them having, you know, purple and blue shields, having two big bodies and only one big body playing Gibby. It's the health is not in their favor right now. But, you know, there's no way, as they're going to actually have a very old school comp with the Bloodhound, Wraith, and Gibby. My goodness, listen, this team can do it all. You want information? They got it. They want positioning? They got it. They want defensive, aggressive? They have it with Gibby. Listen, they are old, reliable. They can do whatever it is, whatever situation they need to do, they will be good and do it well with this comp right here. But what I'm expecting to see is a little bit more a position or aggressiveness between these two teams, because right now they're playing a little split right now. Granted, they don't have anyone to help them get across or to close this gap quicker than other legends, but what they do have is they do have height, but the thing is, neither one of these teams have. None of them are in zone, and round one is closing. While it is round one, and yes, round one does not take for a lot of damage, what it does do is it does create a level of pressure, because you are constantly taking ticks of damage bit by bit. So as you can see, Rinky Brain is here and right here in Fragment trying to see if they can try to get some zip line plays and hits a nice little 30 with the PK. Not NBD, no, as they're going to go ahead and see if they can rotate on over and try to get some kills right now, as we go ahead and swap one over. Rinky Brain go ahead and put him straight down in the dirt, and then you can see using Eva right now, trying to see if they can just make that thing ring right now and just hit all these shots, and they're just playing together as a team. Wrinkle Brain showing that, listen, we are a good team and we play together through the power of friendship, as they're gonna go ahead and push that person together and put that person in the dirt almost immediately. But they need to be careful, because Flakers is right in the building right next to them, and they are ready. They're Clux, you need to grab some ammo. Oh, never mind, you have 420 light with the car SMG. Never mind, I take that back, Clux. Ignore me. Clutch, I didn't even speak to you. I am so sorry. Listen, at me, all right? You're allowed to beat me up one time. All right, one time. You gotta redeem, free redeem. As they're actually gonna go ahead and see someone right here. They put some shots in Big Don. Goodness, Big Donovan, you need to be careful, my brother, as they are going to go ahead and roast you right now. But it's fine, nothing. They once again, there's quite a bit of distance between the two, so they have all the time, and they do have Mitch just sitting here watching with the wingman. They're going to go ahead and swap on over to 6 right now, who loses their Bloodhound as they're rotating. Webby's coming up to see if they can try to save him, but guess what? All that caustic smoke and gas is going to really slow everything down. It's not going to be much of a time, but they're using a massive right now and hit some very nice shots right now, but unfortunately they're hitting 9s, 11s, so they were doing so well. They just need to look a little bit to try to help secure this, but they're going to come in as Basile hits a nasty 61 with the PK and is going ahead and put Webby and his team into the dirt immediately. As they're going to go ahead swapping over to MGO. They see someone on the high ground. They know exactly where they are. They have a crypto coming in, but unfortunately Mako only ulted himself and did not actually hit them because he sent it too high, but it's fine. They're gonna be just fine. They're not really too pressured. They have time, but I lied. As soon as I see that Jinx is actually getting obliterated with his Gibby hitbox, getting hit straight in the dome slice, as Inks is moves forward to see if they can do something to try to hit some shots. They're actually going to have to use bubble, and that's a rough thing. You definitely don't want to use bubble this early on. You know, yes, you want to stabilize, but like if all these teams around you, all that's going to happen is you're going to find yourself in the middle of all these teams just now, just ducking and hoping no one comes right above you, as the Valkyrie tactical is going to come in and hit all of them right now. Goodness gracious, Valkyrie is just farming damage, as there's not one but 3 teams shooting at this one team on scaffolding and train yard. They're actually got a down as well. They're going to go ahead and be able to get the down. I say they're going to get the down, but I lied, because right now people smell blood in the water and coming to push and coming to obliterate Exotics and Jinx's team, who thought they were safe just because they have the high ground. Listen, just because you have high ground is not an instant W. You need to play smart and play your lives and not take any unnecessary damage. And that's exactly what most haters going to come and prove me wrong about. They're like, listen, we have all the damage. Don't worry. We're going to bring it to you. We're going to bring it to your front door. Listen, you think you're up there, you're safe on the high ground? You're lying. You're wrong. And now I want the beef and all that action. As they're shooting at MGO. MGO's not feeling too much pressure. They're doing just fine, but they need to be careful, because remember, there's another team right outside of Countdown who's watching all this beef go down. And I don't know if you see it. There's 4 people on screen. Listen, Mar is coming around, Stoll is coming around, coming to see what they can do. And there's a team inside right now, inside of tunnel. And granted, Mar did get amazingly dangerously low, but they did get a very nice crack, so they're not gonna get pushed from that. But they need to be careful there, because there is a team coming right out of tunnel who's gonna be looking and seeing exactly what's going on. Look at it. Toucan Sam himself is coming around to see what they can do. They took a little bit of damage, but you know, nothing too great, nothing too dangerous, as MGO is doing their best to hold this power positioning, because one thing they do have is access to all the teams all around them right now, and they are going to see what they could do to put all these teams into the dirt right now, as teams just want that. And most hated using the hemlock right now and showing you, listen, 3 bursts, baby, is all I need to go ahead and do some really meaningful damage, as they're going to actually try to rotate up, as MGO goes down, Jerry goes down, by the way. And so now they're throwing grenades, and they're doing everything they can to try to set themselves up. But remember, they have Horizon, and Horizon can get to the high ground whenever she likes, and she can move her and her team. But it looks like Inks is actually getting absolutely obliterated shield wise, and as a Gibraltar drops right on top of them, and unfortunately, Jerry dropping all the way down is going to have to be careful, because there's teams all around them just in the cut, just looking at them live their best lives, and they're like, you know what, I take that personally. As you can see, Stoll is right here trying to get right here and try to land some shots on people inside the tunnel, and they're going to hit some okay hemlock shots, nothing too damaging, nothing that cause for alarm or cause them to want to push forward. But the one thing is, look at how much utility and things are being invested just to get MGO off the high ground. And still, right now, Mar is right there just seeing what they can try to do and pressure them off that high ground, because high ground, while it's not a guaranteed W, is definitely successful W. As Mar sees and hitting these shots and hitting these head glitches right now on the Gibraltar there on MGO up there, and they're just gonna keep hitting Jerry and his big body self and doing everything they can to try to roast him, because what they want right now is they want a W. As Inks gets dangerously low, my goodness, having only 5 health right now. I feel like that's a 5. That's a 5 stream, right? Everybody's feeling 5. Maybe it's a 10. Don't be one of those nerds. I don't really naff that well. But as you can see right now, BTS is right here waiting, looking and seeing where they can try to and get some of this fight, because they played this very well. They did come to the fight, they come to the third party, but they did not overcommit to things, because they knew for a fact that the one thing they want is that W, and they want to win. They know that, listen, we see people, we can put some nasty shots on them, but there's no reason to give up our positioning right now. No reason to overcommit and get collapsed on. We want to be the team that collapses on people, not getting collapsed on by people all around us. As most haters right now just holding these high ground right now, taking it. They took it from MGO, and now they're holding it. and they're trying to see what they can do to try to, you know, set some shots up. And why, my goodness, how the tables have turned. As you can see right now, Mar is able to actually move the MGO team down low into train cart. My goodness. And so now they're going to be able to just completely shoot and do all the damage they want pretty much from the high ground for free, especially because they're playing a little bit better than MGO did by having to Gibby stay up top, not having to use this bubble, because their Gibby was getting pressured from all these different angles as well. As round 2 is closing in 5 seconds. And what's happening right now is that teams are they're hearing all this gunfight. If they're not in a fight, they're going to be moving up for a fight. And the most hated is probably the most optimal spot you can be in, because MGO is on the low ground, and there's a team right side of him tunnel, right beside him, just looking, trying to see, we're waiting for this perfect time to set themselves up and get some W's, to get some kills, as they were just sitting there just watching. ETS is doing this is such great trigger discipline right now, as they're just sitting there playing all safe, not overcommitting, and watching everything. There's a lot of things going down, having 4 teams all in this one area, but guess what? None of them are in zone now. And just like that, what turned out to be a power position is a position that people need to move. As Apex CEOs are now moving up and seeing, as they get some nice shots right now on the Bloodhound. But Bloodhound, being the Bloodhound that he is able to rotate out. They do see the Gibby bubble. They're like, nope, commit to these 2. 3 versus 2 right here. They're going to go ahead and throw these down and see what they can do, as Drill's going to go ahead and roast them right now. Drill being the one who definitely has the shield advantage and timing his tactical perfectly to be able to go land some nice tactical shots right now with the Valkyrie. That's a free 25, but it's also in stuns as well. So that really does slow you down and really shows like, hey, look, you know, you may be right here, but I'm taking B for that personally. But guess who's next person in coming into the fight? BTS themselves coming in to see, hey, look, there's some beef going on, and I want part of it. They saw it. Look, landslide was a little too hot. They're going to go ahead and let it alone, but they want to go ahead and see what they can do to try to, you know, get some other points somewhere else. And speaking of, we're actually going to swap right over to Most Hated, who is in landside, is moving forward, and that's on Team MGO, as they're just sitting there hitting a nice 41 right there on the person who actually goes down, and they're going to hit another one to Gibby. Gibby, come on, Gibby, no, as VT Torje is going to go ahead and go down, unfortunately. And guess what? Throwing the tactical throwing Horizon Tactical on their Wraith portal, because it makes it so that you can't join it. It's actually going to make it so you boost over the Wraith portal as opposed to going into it. Very big brain plays. That shows you exactly MJ's understanding of Horizon as a character, to be able to throw his tactical to block off the Wraith portal like there. That is very big brain. And unfortunately, as you can see, Covieros' team, and they do have the high ground, but you know what? They don't have teammates. So right now they're going to be sitting here riding up top and doing whatever they can to try to hold teams off. As All Glory Gaming is just going around here rat hunting. You can hear all types of pesticides going around, trying to see as they're looking for any rodents in a bad spot right now. As you can see, Most Hated is like wondering, where did the last Wraith go? But they have time. They have no reason to commit. They have KP. They have positioning. You know, also has very great positioning? BTS, because they are on this, they are sitting here on top of this, and guess what? They are played it very perfectly, causing the enemy Gibraltar to have to bubble immediately as they get roasted right now. And guess what? They smell that shield crack and they're like, nah. As Toucan actually takes a grenade straight to chest, and ZGW is, you know, he may have gone down, but he did a lot of damage to help slow down the push. They're going to be able to get the kill, but Toucan is going to be able to try to is going to take a lot of damage there. They did try to portal him out and save him, but Toucan's like, nah, I want the smoke. I want the action. As Rinky Brain actually is fighting for their lives and having one person left alive. And you just see all these Gibraltar ultimates going off left and right, and MGO is going to clean up that fight just as easy. But when I say just as easy, I meant not easy, squeezy, lemon difficult. This is difficult, lemon difficult, extra difficult right now, as there's teams all around converging right now to this area, closer towards this area, to see what they can do. And right now, Valk is hitting some very nice wingman shots who put them straight down in the dirt. And Scully, you know, with the R301, just waiting, hoping somebody moves into the area of view. They do see someone up on high ground on God spot, but you're not going to be able to commit. No reason to waste your bullets right there, because all it does is just waste your bullets and time. They don't know that there's only a single. As they actually hit a very nice shot. Yo, Z is hitting a very nice shot right now. That was a very nice play overall, as they're just sitting here just trying to see what they can do to continue this reign of terror they're having right now. They don't have all the KP right now, but you know what they do have? Teammates, which is something a lot of people in this game, in this round, don't have. There's 11 squads right now, and there's 26 people alive. Let's do some quick maths. Okay, carry the 3 out of it. There are 7 people who are missing right now from their teams. All right, and so overall, listen, having a full squad will definitely help you win games quick, fast, and in a hurry right now, as they see a team drop directly on top of the God spot right now, and they see it, but they know they don't really need to commit to it. What they need to do is get into zone quicker, faster, and in a hurrier. Yes, that's a word. I just made it up. Deal with it. As Covieros somehow made it off God spot and right under it, as all the teams are just fighting for their lives above up top, and they are sitting, and Covieros is just kind of just chilling, riding right below it. Remember, if you're 11 and the 20th squad then die with no KP, you get 0 points. There is no placement points in this. As you're gonna go ahead swapping over the Valk's Fun, who decided to go ahead. You know, I'm tired of waiting for this beat. We're gonna go ahead and get this beat. Now Scully's sitting there fighting hard, and Zigo does go down, but they have all the time around with a Gibby bubble, but they're gonna go ahead and put the person down, but unfortunately Scully's gonna go down, and Z is gonna be the last person, but Z is in the open. He's getting shot from everywhere right now because it looks like there's more than one team in this area. And guess what? Moisture Magnet needs to go ahead and do everything it can to shift and Sully all over around and get some nice shots, and boom, just like that, they do get the kills, but at what cost? Because a lot of your team is down, but they are so far out of zone, you don't even have time to heal, you don't even have time to get the zone yourself because you're getting roasted. As Rinky Brain is doing everything it can to dip, dive, and dodge these bullets right now, but it does not appear to be working, because right now all Glory Gaming is on this high ground, watching you, looking at you exist and going, I take that personally, and coming to end your life the best way they know how to, as they're putting shots around this entire lobby. But although Pro needs to be careful, they do not have all the ammo in the world. 37 bullets, alternator, that's not a lot of damage, and especially with there is 13 other people in this lobby. 13. Listen, whatever you do, you need to do it quickly, because there's a lot going on right here, and you don't have the bullets, you don't have all the materials to go ahead and do it. As Drill gets absolutely obliterated by so many teams, they see him. It's like teams see people coming outside of ring, coming in the zone. They're like, nah, I think you can go ahead. You can go ahead and die today. As right now they're getting a disgusting shot. Scorpioros is like, look, I may be the last one standing, but guess what? I got bullets aplenty for you and everyone involved. As you can see right now, Corvios, they're okay. They do have a portal. Granted, it's outside of ring, so it's not a very good portal. But you know, they have time. They're relaxing. They're not doing everything they can to rat find. Because listen, it's now 4 squads. We went from 11 to 4 squads, just like that. And Glory Gaming has such a power position because they can see the entire lobby, and having a crypto tone, they can find every single rat, every single ammo box, and everything they can just comfortably. Let's see right now, as the Pro is just sitting here, you know, they're just relaxing. They have such a great positioning right now, and you can see, like, they can see everybody comfortably. They can't really get too much meaningful damage, and if they do, it's very hard. As you see, Lazarus fighting on Stola's team, most hated right now, and no one, as you can see, they learned their lesson. They're not positioning themselves in the middle of 2 teams. They're playing it smart, but holding themselves outside. But Corvieros is also right there by himself, just right underneath, just playing it smart, going like, man, this all just looking crazy right now, as they're sitting here down low eating popcorn, living their best lives right now. And you see right now, Glory, they do have a double wingman, so they don't have too much things for range, but you know what they do have? 45 damage a hit, ready to go ahead and let that thing hit right now. As you can see right now, they have time. There's no reason to give up this God spot. The only thing that could be better right now is if, and I repeat, if they have zone closed directly on them, which will not. They actually will have to be the first ones to move here. And remember, there is still a rat underneath them, as they know exactly where everybody is. As they have the crypto drone going around, following every single person they can see. Like, all right, we know where everyone in the lobby is. Their Valkyrie, excuse me, Joe Mac is getting some very good damage with the tactical hidden crypto drone going around, following every single person they can see. Like, all right, we know where everyone in the lobby is. Their Valkyrie, excuse me, Joe Mac is getting some very good damage with the tactical, hitting 25s all around. So listen, they can be farming up, getting closer to red shield, and having a red shield, yes, it does matter a lot, because having a red shield now, out of all the times, is probably one of the best times, because that 25 extra damage you take is going to come in handy. It's not a question of if, it's a question of yes, it will. And they're figuring out they want to commit to this. Then they decide to go ahead and commit to us right now. So go ahead, come here and wipe Covieros team right from the lobby. But they have all the time. They did give up positioning on high ground, but they're gonna have to give it up anyway. There's no team able to even collapse on them anyway, so they were doing just fine. But they do need ammo and everything, because they were running low on so many things, and now they're kitted and ready to go. As Joe Master is gonna go ahead, go back on the height and see what they can do to try to set themselves up for success. Now, I'm curious of why they didn't really use the Valkyrie. That definitely get their entire team up. But hey, it's just fine. Having one person on high ground is still very, very good. And it looks like Lazarus is going to be lacking on a lot of shields here. And Glory Game is going to go ahead and pick some very optimal positioning right now and actually decides to commit the Gibraltar ult to them because, listen, zone's closing. In a minute and 42 seconds, these 9 teams, full teams, by the way, these 3 teams are going to have to move. There is going to be the winner. And right now, Glory Gaming is playing a little bit of aggressive right now, as they go ahead and right now and catch the aggro of all the people in the lobby right now. And Lazarus team knows this, and they're going to push forward and see what they can do to stop them, because guess what? Pro's going to do everything he can to get this crypto off right now. And unfortunately, he's going to hurt himself. But you know what he's going to do? He's also going to slow down a lot of people in the lobby. As Joe Max right now is up in the high ground, doing everything he can to the Valkyrie himself everywhere. I see most haters coming in and trying to see if they can get another win right now. And boom, just like that, hitting a 92 with a PK shot. They know where the last person is. It's a 1v1 right now as they hit another disgusting shot. And goodness gracious, that was absolutely a beautiful play. Doing everything they can. They had themselves positioning right outside of zone, being able to see all the teams inside of zone and doing everything they can to set themselves up for success. Goodness gracious. That was a beautiful play right now. Most hated coming in and collecting another W. They say, you know what? I want another one. And they played that very well. And remember, they weren't not in the best of positions. They weren't. When they were fighting at landside, they were on a low ground, and they somehow positioned and pressured MGO to get off the high ground and get into the low ground, then collapsed on them. They played that very well. They didn't even have God spot. They had all the time in the world. Congratulations. You guys did an amazing job. And listen, right here, hold on. I don't know if you can hear it from my microphone. Yeah, I'm snapping because I'm classy. We're snapping for you, okay? That was a very, very great job right there, playing it to your strength and doing a very job. And it's crazy is that they're doing all this with an off-meta pick. With Horizon, I have all the characters in the game. You're doing this with Horizon. That should go ahead and let you know that, you know, they are about that life. But let's go ahead and take a look at these standings and see exactly how these points and how they shake up everything. Goodness gracious. Most hated is now in our #1 spot right now, sitting at 300 points. And Lazarus is right behind him at 260. All Glory Gaming 135. That was a very good job right there. Look at this. And they are slowly yet surely pulling away from the rest of the lobby, establishing that, listen, we are a team that is not to be messed with, all right? Most hated is a team, listen, we will come here and we will play our game. We'll play the game that we want to play. And that's exactly what they did. But All Glory, what they did is they got a little too aggressive and got a lot of aggro from a lot of teams. They did put themselves right in the middle of 2 teams. Most hated Lazarus, both of them knew, like, listen, we can get these kills right here. And that's exactly what they did. They moved forward and collapsed directly on them. They were Lazarus was unable to win that round, but most hated this show is like, listen, if you ain't gonna win the round, let me go ahead and take that off your hand. Let me go ahead and take that W off your hands. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and jump to a commercial break. Make sure you guys stay tuned for game 3 because this is gonna be on World's Edge. This is gonna be my last map on World's Edge, and then after that, we're gonna switch to Storm Point. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you then.
miss the family I used to have. I feel like everything's so different now. Sitting by the fire as we'd watch the flames burn out. I miss the days I wasn't afraid. Now I always have my guard up, hands on my face. I learned to cope with the pain. I know that people think I'm trying to get attention, but in reality I'm trying to send a message. I know there's kids out there that are going through the same thing, and if you're one of them, I hope to help your suffering. Just know it will get better, and these feelings do not stay the same. No, they don't stay the same. I don't wanna make you feel bad, but you kinda ruined my life. You hurt me and ruined my life. And I don't wanna make you feel bad, but you kinda ruined my life. You hurt me and ruined my
Welcome back, guys, to the Legion Masters Tournament. I am your host slash caster at Beewhyan. We're on here on game number 4. Man, we have seen a lot of things go down. We've seen some teams rise, fall, rise back up again. We've seen a lot of great and amazing things today. We got to see Most Hated come in, which first they were the 3rd place team, jump all the way to 1st place, challenging Lazarus, who had a pretty dominant lead for a little bit, and then also All Glory Gaming following suit right behind them. Listen, these games, they aren't free. All right, you have to work for these W's, and that is exactly what we're seeing right now. We're seeing teams all around do everything they can to work for these W's. Overall, these games have been sweaty. And listen, there's one sentiment I tell every single tournament that I do. The longer the games go, the sweatier the games are going to get. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. We're seeing games become super ultra sweaty. We had a round where there was 11 people in the final, or 11 people in the 5th ring, and they all went down to 4 people. So that means that's a long bit of time where people weren't dying, people weren't, losing their lives, people weren't getting sent in the lobby, getting sent into the respawn screen. That's a long time. And then going all down from 11 to 4 squads. Listen, if there's one thing these games are, they're very good. Yeah, I have very good descriptive words. They're getting more gooder as I talk. I love it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the standings real quick so we can see exactly where these teams are, just in case anyone needs a refresher of what's going on. Because there's one thing we know for certain is that these teams, they're here to win. And remember, next weekend is when the qualifier or championship is. And so there's going to be a lot of teams who are doing everything they can to fight for that position right now. But one thing I also want to point out is that we also seen a team win without using a meta comp. They didn't have a full meta comp. They were using Horizon. Now, Horizon's a person who I always say, Horizon's a very good character. And I always believe that, she's definitely one of the premier picks or underrated pick overall. And so, but to see a team come here and dominate, not win one game, but winning 2 games back to back. That is a huge thing with an off meta pick. That shows you, listen, you're able to play what you want to play and you can do it well. Now, let's go ahead and talk about these kills that some of these teams have. Most Hated is leading the lobby right now with 36 kills, Lazarus having 30, and All Glory Gaming having 17, and everyone else having less kills than that. Listen, these right now, all this is going on and it's happening right now. But listen, we're on a new map. So that means there's a time for some of these other teams, maybe they're more practice on Storm Point, so they're gonna be ready to go ahead and establish dominance over this lobby right now. As we can go ahead and see, I'm expecting to see some teams laying command center. Very solid location, definitely one of my personal favorite locations. It's very easy to control team fights. It's very easy to grab your loot, set yourselves up, and do nothing but success. One spot that I will say is a little bit of on the underrated side is definitely going to be Lightning Rod. My goodness, Lightning Rod is one of my favorite locations because of how underrated it is, because people think, it's Lightning Rod, it's super far from the lobby, I don't need to do this. Listen, I'm here to tell you guys right now, land near Lightning Rod, you will get some of the best loot in the game. I'm telling you right now. Now listen, this map is going to play a little bit differently than World's Edge because we're going to see teams playing a lot slower. As you can see, everyone has their own landing spot. Look at Lazarus. Lazarus has almost the entire southern half of the map to themselves, as they have people landing at ship, people going towards Gale Station, doing everything they can to be just fine. People at fish farms, and we can see right now the lobby is going to be starting moving closer and closer towards the mills. Now, there's a lot of empty space right there, right now, but there's a lot of teams with Gibraltar and Valkyrie on the rides and having every comp run this. Listen, we are going to see teams. I don't think we're going to see Horizon picks on this map either, because the Horizon is very good. I say this and then they do this to me. My good, Horizon's right there in my face. As you're gonna go hit. Oh, disgusting. As Lunar says, nah, listen, I may not be meta, but you know I'm not. I got perfect aim. Now I can hit those shots as they hit a disgusting 70 to the body right now with the Sentinel. As Kleptic needs to be careful because they almost fell off the map. But overall, the moment I said I'm not expecting to see Horizon, everybody's like, oh, hey, I picked Horizon this time. You hate to see it. My goodness. But it's perfectly fine right now. They're gonna be just fine, as Twisted Sin has already lost their teammates. Already, we just started the game. That has to be very unfortunate. But Viper's going around looking for them. They're like, I smell them. I know they're here. Where are they? As Kleptic is doing everything they can to stay quiet. And but there's another team around, so that's another reason why they lost their team so early on. But that's a very rough spot to be in, as there are teams just all around this right now. Viper Esports, there's a team right there looking right at them, as they do miss the Sentinel shot, but you know what, they did miss their pride, because they were like, you know what, let's go ahead, let's go back up. And as you see, shots are going off as Viper is right here, and they smell blood and water. They use a bubble here. I'm not quite sure why the bubble is committed here, because there was so much cover, but they're going to have to reposition quickly, because they're giving up. Viper Esports are giving the high ground up to a team, and that's like one of the things you don't want to do right now. You have no bubble help you stabilize. Luna's coming all the way down to 5 health. As XD goes all the way down, it goes down, but then Mar is coming in. Of course, it is Most Hated, who's like, listen, beef, I want it. Kills, I smell that, as they're going to go ahead and do everything they can to chase and solidify these early KP. Getting this much KP this early on, it would be huge right now, as right now they're doing everything they can to try to get this person. They're like, no, we want it. And remember, this is Storm Point, so they're going to have all the time in the world to go ahead and try to stabilize here, but it looks like they're actually decided Kleptic's going to be able to make it away slowly and surely, as they're doing everything. But Mara has a charge rifle, is hitting shots galore right now, and it's showing that, listen, you may be Bloodhound, you may be able to run fast, but you ain't faster than a charge rifle, boy. As right now, as they're coming right above them, and just like that, boom, cleaning up the fight and doing just fine. As kill leader already with 1 kill. You love to see it, as they are all going to be setting themselves up with this early KP, because remember, Storm's Edge is a much bigger map, so you're not going to get into as many fights as you would on World's Edge. So getting early KP this early on is very good, because it's easier to earn placement points on this map compared to World's Edge. And that's what Blood Take, oh yeah, they already got their KP. They're sitting here sitting real nice right now with their points right now. As he said, Sammy's going to hit some shots with the triple take. Go ahead, let him know, listen, I may not have done great on World's Edge, but you know what? Storm Point is my time to shine. As right now, as they are here and ready to start, go ahead, crafting and getting ready to be prepared for zone. They have some good shields as well, and moisture magnets. They're just sitting there hoping somebody would. They take a little bit of a shot for getting a little too aggressive right now, but not paying attention to the wrong angle. But you know, it happens. It's perfectly fine. They're gonna be able to shield up. There's no real pressure when it comes to a Storm Point. There's a big difference in things that happen. On World's Edge, you get cracked, your shield gets cracked, and then Legends go, all right, well, time to WQ, and then WQ you immediately after. But Storm Point is a little bit different. There's a lot of open space, so being able to commit and chase someone down right then and there is going to be a very difficult thing. As you see, Vanquish right now cruising down the street, and they're 6'4", going around just picking spots and kind of just vibing right now. Not really any real pressure to kind of commit to anything just yet, but they're just fine, going ahead and swapping over to mills early on to set themselves up for success. As you see, Flakers right now, they're also set up pretty nicely right outside of checkpoint, going ahead and just rotate over. You're going to see a lot of rotations right now, because a lot of teams know that rotating is the most important thing, especially on Storm Point, because there is a lot of cover, or there's not a lot of cover, but there's a lot of open space, and that's what they don't want to do, is get caught out in open space. As you see, Twisted Sin has lost their teammate Luxon, and which is unfortunate to lose their so early on in the game, but you know, hey, it happens. As you see right now, they're actually shooting the spiders in from cover, so right now they're not too committed to it, so they need to pike out disappear. They're doing just fine. As you see right now, as Get GS Bird is up top, you know, they have the single fire hemlock getting ready to lay some shots down, getting ready to lay some covering fire right now. They know this person is. They Wraith is stuck here, but perfectly fine. Not much they can really gain from this. And GS is going to sit up top. You know, this is where you want your Gibraltar. This is where you want him right now. Single fire hemlock on a high rock. No one can really push him. There's nothing really to stop him. As you see, actually, Vize is actually on the Loba this time around instead of the Wraith. That should let you know that this is good. They have the Lobo up here on the high ground. Lazarus they practiced this game before. They played this game a couple times before because they seem to have all these strats of what's going to happen and where they need to be at. As you go ahead and swap it over to Blood Circle right now, the other team does have the high ground. They don't really have much of a way to close the high ground right here. But what they do have is Sammy's taking a lot of unnecessary damage right now, but nothing too crazy. They're going to be able to sit here and shield up. Now the question is they're going to give some time to Vicio to go ahead and try to set themselves up and get some shields and stuff. They're going to be just fine. They just need a zip line hop on top, or just go ahead and let them vibe, because right now it would be a very rough spot to be. As you can see, Horizon is right back up on top, so you're not going to be able to really do too much here. As they throw a grenade, and Sammy's actually throws the grenade directly at the roof right above him, but it's fine. Listen, it happens to the best of us. I one time stuck my teammate came back in cover, and then teammate brought the grenade directly into my chin, and then as you can imagine, we lost the gunfight after. I have not talked to them since. They're actually blocked. As you can see right now, everyone's doing just fine. No one's being really pressured. They know the team is up here. They do have a lot of time to commit to the fight, but it's just a disadvantageous spot because you have a Pathfinder, you have a Horizon above them. There's not too much things you can really do to try to pressure them down, because even if you crack someone and they drop off, once you jump off, you're not going to be able to get up except Sam's to me. So like, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to commit too much to this. So they're just going to opt to go ahead and just relax underneath. As they're going to go ahead swapping over the Valky's front as they're shooting it, going ahead and put some shots on using car SMG, using R31, but unfortunately, Clutch has to reload, and Clutch is actually going to go down for that as ZG is the last one. But Z Shadow is Tap Shadow is one shot, and they're going to do everything they can to run away. But they need to be careful because guess what? The zone is closing, and they only had 1 health. So if they are not careful, they will go down in the dirt. And right now, but it looks like Wrinkle Brain is going to be able to get everyone up just fine. They're going to be able to stabilize here. They do have all the boxes. Hopefully there's a lot of heals and stuff, but they are getting, Shadow is getting shot from another team outside in zone. So they need to be careful here, because if they don't have enough meds, they are not going to be able to, they're not going to be able to get in the zone. You know what that means? They're going to get roasted. They're going to get cooked outside in the zone. So they need to go ahead and do everything they can to get themselves quickly. They do have a Valkyrie, so they're going to be able to rotate in to be able to, you know, get some positioning. But that's if there are teams, multiple teams inside of zone waiting for them to come in and bring themselves there so they can go ahead, get your behinds back into the respawn screen. And Twisted Sin right now is still in a rough spot for shields right now. Not having any good shields, not even having a third person, and they're running past 2-day shipping, who's looking at another team. Listen, Jurassic Park is very dangerous, which does kind of sound like a redundant statement if you really think about it, but whatever. Listen, I don't need to listen to you nerds. You guys don't know me. All right, as Bloodtick, they're just relaxing. They have no pressure. They have Valkyrie's going to have ult in a little bit. They're doing fine. 2-day shipping. They're just going around and see if they can find themselves some rats right now, because they feel like somebody's behind them. But we're going to swap over to MGO, who was doing very solid in World's Edge, having a higher positioning on the map, being able to hold the high ground on landslide for so long. But they're going to see what they can do as they go ahead and actually mess that jump. And where you got it. Almost. As we swap on over to Flakers, who has a crypto drone, who I have not actually seen a lot of cryptos on this map. And this would definitely be a very prime map for crypto. But we see Ins and his team all are inside of the next ring, relaxing, as there is more of a push towards Mills. And with that being said, there's not a lot of cover on Mills. There's only like 2 high grounds right there that you can stand on without getting ready to get obliterated by zone or the kills, the outside of the kill line. But goodness, there's teams all around right now. And the only teams that are good is DJ Rom and Ince's team right there sitting inside. And look, you can see Kovieta's team is going to go ahead and try to position. But it looks like they might have positioned themselves poorly, because there's 3 teams all kind of looking right at them. And they're like, yeah, I think we take the fact that you decided to interrupt our days of looting personally. So, yeah, go ahead and get yourselves safe, quick, fast, and in a hurry. I see All Glory Gaming is just hearing all these fights. They're like, nah, we need to go ahead and see what we can do to get inside this. As Corvier's team, they seem to be in cover. They don't seem to be pressured too much, but they are able to see. They took a little bit of damage. nothing too major. They're able to sit down and relax and just see what's going on as they're going to do some pop shots. See if they can go ahead and level up those Evo shields right now. There is no reason whatsoever they need to commit to any of these fights right now. They do have the positioning, and positioning on Strong Point is so much more important than World's Edge. Because remember, look at all this open space. You're gonna have to, unless you have a Wraith, an Ash, or something try to get you from point A to point B safely, you're gonna have to commit to all this stuff. So getting a piece of cover that's going to be in zone for a while is going to help your team out immensely. As right now, Wraith gets dangerously low right now and opts to actually try to fight this by themselves, but they need to be careful because their team is going to be looking right at them, and they do get the team. Kobayashi does get their Wraith back, but still at what cost? Goodness gracious, that is a lot. That was a lot of damage. And they were ready. If they did not have that, if they were any other character, they would have lost that 200%. I stand by my words, but you know, hey, who am I? Wrathlink is going to be just fine. They're going to be able to get in and out being just fine. And see, but and Kobayashi is going to be able to look at all these other teams and just relax. Here you can see, I don't know if you look closely in the background, you actually see s'mores there. And they're actually going to see if they can set themselves up for a kidnap right now, which is a very nice job. Let's see what they can do. They have 30% right now. So we'll see what they're going to go ahead and do. Oh, they're going to go ahead. Are they going to be able to kidnap somebody? And it looks like they were unable to kidnap somebody. But it doesn't matter if Torj hits a disgusting amount of damage on someone's head right there. I wasn't able to see, but there's also someone holding a disgusting head glitch in the building. So they're able to go ahead and try to, All Glory Gaming is going to be go up there and have Jaguares with the Sentinel just go ahead, sit up top and hit every single bullet possible with the Sentinel. They didn't even see him, and they were already getting obliterated. And right now, leveling up the purple shield, you love to see they have the cells and everything too to go ahead and continue this reign of terror right now. And they're gonna be just fine. As it looks like Kobayashi decides to, no, we want the beef, we want the action, which is gonna be a very rough spot to be in, because if you commit to this fight, there's teams all around you just looking. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Well, it looks like they were opting to pull out the Mastiffs and start to get the blasting right now. Well, I'm sorry that I thought so clearly. As they go ahead, throw that bubble down and go ahead, commit to it, but it looks like a Crypto ult went off immediately after. Go ahead, stop that push and put that push break in the dirt. But they know, guess what? We have a bubble, you don't. As they're gonna go ahead, walk right in there and go ahead, they go whop. Go ahead, pop some master shots right there as Jaguares. They did get the shield cracked, but guess what? They're going to be able to rotate over and see if they can do it. As Valkyrie on the enemy team is the last person standing, let me go ahead and try to opt. There's no reason to commit to it. They're going ahead and they did the message. They sent all the message. They sent the damage they needed to send, but they were like, you know what? No, we want the team. So they decided to go ahead and put the rest of Kobayashi's team into the dirt. But look at all this open space right now. They're trying to get all this space and trying to take it by climbing up, doing a very bold move by coming in and committing to the zip line and coming right above them. But it looks like Jaguares is like, you know what? You want to sit there? Guess what? I got a whole ultimate for you, as he is just hitting a shot after shot right now, putting everyone into the dirt. As Drax goes down, they're like, listen, you can do whatever flank you want, but guess what? We're prepared for any and every angle. We does it all. It looks like there's another team coming in to push them. Listen, everyone else is playing battle royale, but they're playing survival mode, as there are teams all around just waiting to see. And Pro needs to hurry up and heal up quickly, because there is teams all around it. And guess what? It's the #1 team right now of this lobby right now, coming in and stealing whatever the loot they want. They're like, oh, you guys don't want that? Let me go ahead and take it off your hands. Ooh, look at this purple shield. I like that. Ooh, this one has higher level purple. You love to see it. They're going to drop shield swaps and everything and grab all the ammo. And they know this team's above them. They know they have time. They know they have the resources to go ahead and make all these moves. But guess what? They're going to do everything they can to make sure they are fully kitted. So when they go up top to commit to this fight, they are ready to obliterate them and just take every single thing they're supposed to. As you see right now, as Blood Tick's rotating in, they're like, I want in on some of this beef. They're kind of hungry right now. And it looks like All Glory Grave is going to go ahead and come in and pop off. They do a lot of damage right here. They do have the Gibby bubbles. They're going to be able to stabilize. So nothing really too damaging right there, but they did crack the enemy Gibby as well. And they're actually they actually down the horizon as well. As Bastola, they're doing so well, but unfortunately going to go ahead and go down. And Pro's going to be right here just trying to do his best to heal up, because there are teams all around them as Jaguares is getting res. But it looks like Inks is on MGO is going to be sitting here. They hear the res going off. They know they want part of it, and they're going to jump down, but they're going to be getting shot at from another team. They're going to go ahead and show you. Look at that disgusting hit fire from the alternator right now, doing a very disgusting. If Velos is going to come in and try to, MGOs really want to do everything they can to commit to this fight and win it. But there's so many teams that have to let you know, like, man, at what point is this too dangerous now? As there's somebody right on top of MGO. They're going to get the shield swapped and everything like that. But there's another team. Joe Max is up top, getting poked at with a rampage from afar, and BTS is looking right at them going, yeah, I smell beef and I want some of that beef. And that's exactly what they're coming to do. They come and see, and they can come and take all this single beef right here. while they're not going to be able to committing as hard as other teams, they're going to be watching their backs. But then what they are going to be doing is moving carefully, because there's a team directly to their right shooting right at them, and this has to prompt in your mind like, man, we really need to move with the quickness, because nobody is in zone now. Granted, zone did just close, so they do have time. They have a minute 30 seconds. Go ahead and try to rotate themselves over and get into the next zone. But there are teams already set in positions looking at BTS going, I think you should, I think I'm gonna keep you here, because guess what it does is this is round 4. All right, so there's gonna be a lot of damage coming through. They're gonna go ahead grenade window, which is very smart to go ahead and make it so, because they're gonna start wanting to push up some, but they unfortunately take a lot of damage from the Valkyrie tactical. They're gonna throw a grenade in the window, and what's that gonna do is back whoever's gonna push that window, back them up a little bit. But it looks like Veloz is like, no, I'm still here. It's gonna be able to shoot with the R31, hitting some nice shots, and actually gets a really nice crack. The question is, are they gonna commit to this, or are they gonna hold this building? They don't really have to move as fast as they do. BTS has to move immediately, because round 4 is closing in 40 seconds. And what's going to happen is that all these teams are going to know, oh, they have to move. They don't have really too many options here, and they're going to go ahead and do everything they can to continue to take everything they need from this team. But it's fine. MGO, they're just going to be sitting here relaxing. They're grabbing the loot. They're getting prepared. They're like, all right, you guys ready for the road trip? We're going to be taking Valkyrie and leaving. Okay, guys, don't forget your ammo. Don't forget your grenades and your shields. Okay, guys, everybody ready to go? Yep. Although, Jerry did take a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy, but they're going to be fine. They're going to be able to sit here and go, okay, cool, let's see what we do. Then go ahead, bubble, pop the Valkyrie ult right here. Pop the Valkyrie ult right here. If you don't pop that Valkyrie ult, okay, cool. I didn't want to be wrong. And then boom, just like that, they're going to go ahead, get themselves out there. Go ahead, use the Valkyrie spin to get themselves out of this fight, and bam, just like that. Now these mills is looking a little dangerous, as there actually is another team outside. They're actually going to opt to drop directly on a team right now. This is going to be very rough, because Jerry is not even full health right now, and Volos gets dangerously low right now, as they're doing everything they can. And just like that, they were at the advantage, and they now are at disadvantage. Look at how many teams there's on the building right now. Look at all these teams right now, as they're, unfortunately, Velos is actually going to get killed here, and Flakers is already inside the building, holding doors, holding angles, throwing grenades, doing everything they can. They are ready for beat. They are ready for this action, as Mitch actually does take a little bit of damage, but they're going to be just fine. They're going to be able to shield up right here. They're going to be able to hide behind the door. But you know who's not going to be able to hide behind the door? MGO, because they were actually eliminated, as Vanquish is holding this area. They did a very good job, very good call holding this high ground, because they were able to get all the kills and do a lot of damage completely here. As you see, Lazarus, actually, they died. Lazarus is actually out of the fight. That is huge right now, because this is top 7 and they're out of the fight. They were definitely in number 2 place. We're seeing the teams going, no. Oh, excuse me, I lied. It showed that they bleed out. I misread. All right, as the Lazarus is holding a high ground, doing just fine right now. You're seeing it all up top. Everyone has red shields. They're doing just fine, as they all have Loba tactical bracelets and everything. Listen, they're gonna be just fine right here. They have all the time in the world, as they're just sitting here committing to the fights right now, and they're not even over committing. They're securing their kills to make sure they have all their kill shots and everything they need right now, doing just fine. But they're gonna be just fine. Look at this. Loba just collecting loot, all the loot that they want right now. They're not in zone, but you know what? Who's also not in zone? All these teams around them, and they're gonna be able to just sit here and relax. They do have the Gibraltar to go ahead and just bubble up anytime they need to. They do have it off cooldown. They do have the Gibbiol, so they're gonna be just fine with being able to go ahead and live their best lives. That's exactly what they plan on doing right here. As you can see, they're just sitting here, and actually Hector is sitting there watching someone right now, just like that's some trigger discipline right now, because I'm not gonna lie, I would have shot a bullet. I would have shot an entire magazine and missed, and I'm like, dang, I probably shouldn't have shot that. But it's whatever. As Swervy actually go ahead, and Sri is going to go ahead and get some kills right now, and they're going to be just fine, but they're going to be dangerous low. And guess what? Zone is going to be closing. They're on the edge of zone, but they do not have a lot of cover from where they're at now. So Vanquish is going to have to go ahead, pick a spot. Are they going to stand on top of this building in the open, or are they going to go ahead and try to do it? As Flakers actually stops the Valkyrie ult right there, and Lazarus actually gets Inviso, and right now, and look at the map right now. Look at how many teams are right here just fighting for their lives right now, as they're doing everything they can to try to win. And right now, his question is, are they going to commit? Are they going to stay on high ground? Staying on high ground would definitely be a little bit more of an optimal play. And guess what? Because there's another team already up, as they put Viz straight in the dirt, using some very nice team fire right there. And guess what? They're going to be coming in. Guess what? They're low, but it doesn't mean anything to them, because they're going to be able to actually stick the res and get someone back up. But they're going to be just moving left and right. And Lazarus just got obliterated by Vanquish, who played that very perfectly. They're like, hold on, let's stay on the high ground. They made a call, stayed on high ground, and they actually saw Team Lazarus healing up and trying to fight this, and they were like, no, we're going to take this beef personally. Proxy needs to move, though, so they can shield without taking too much damage here, but there's a team directly below them right now. As their both doors are getting absolutely obliterated right now, they're going to go ahead and teleport up because they're like, I don't want any of these problems. But look at the map and look at how many dead bodies in this area. This was the mills. It actually means graveyard. That's actually what it was. It was an entire graveyard right now of people just dying left and right here. Goodness gracious. And remember, this is the final ring, round 6. Who will win this? Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing quite the play right now. Lakers are there underneath, and although they don't have much of a space to try to rotate out outside of this one doorway, Vanquish is holding a high ground, and Vanquish does have a couple KP, which you know is different, a little bit different from their past games, but they're doing just fine. And Donovan is sitting here right watching their back, making sure they discourage anybody who tries to flank. They're gonna go ahead and stop, get all the shields, get all the cells, get everything they need to set themselves up, because once this round closes or starts closing, they're going to have to move. They're gonna Donovan's gonna show us the heirloom one more time. Just go, hey, look, I'm very heirloomy, and then it's gonna, all right, it's now time to rotate. And now they have to only one doorway to rotate through. Someone's actually opting to go ahead and go for res right now. This person is absolutely fierce as they're 14, and just like that, Hector goes down by Vanquish's team, who is in a very prime spot for winning right now. They have the high ground, they have everything they need, they have the red shields, they have the gun, they have the volt. What more do you need right now besides a W? And that's exactly what they're looking for, a W right now. As their proxy's gonna sit up top, you can go ahead and get some grenades and see what they can do to pressure them out there. They do have the spawn beacon right there, but they're also gonna get cooked right now as a crypto ult is actually directly on top of them, and they need to move now or never because there's a team below them and they're actually getting roasted by another team and grabbing a lot of this aggro. They need to do whatever they need to do. They need to do it quickly because guess what? There is two teams. It was a team below them, team above them, and Swervy is the last one. So now with that being said, it is now, they're doing an amazing job. Yes, perfect. Get yourselves out there. Get out of dodge. Turn, dip, dive, and dodge, and give me whiplash while trying to watch your camera. As you see 2-day shipping coming in there and see exactly if they can get a win and move on. They're gonna go ahead, come, grab the shield. Unfortunately, they did not actually grab the shield. They're gonna kill the person, and they're actually gonna go down. Sway is the last one with full health right now, and fighting a team of 3 right now, using everything they can to go ahead and do that. And guess what? Unfortunately, they're gonna go down, but Flakers is facing the last person right now as they're doing everything they can. And boom, just like that, Flakers is gonna go ahead and take the W right now. Great job, the Flakers. Great job overall to everyone in the lobby. They did a really good job. They were holding rock until they could not hold rock anymore. All right, they did a very, very good job there. My goodness. Oh, no, excuse me. They were actually inside the mill playing the low ground. They had the low ground and waited for Vanquish to have to jump off, and they were able to kill Vanquish and kill the remaining players. They did a very good job right there. Great job overall. Man, that was some amazing game, Apex. That was some really, really good Apex overall right there. One thing I want to say is that we're seeing a lot of these quote unquote off meta picks work successfully for him because Vanquish had a very optimal position up until the crypto ult went off. Now, as soon as the crypto ult went off, it got rid of everything they had because they were in the open. Because before they were fighting the team on the rock, they were able to strafe, put some shots in. But once that crypto ult got rid of it, got rid of some shields, they couldn't move for a couple of seconds. So they were getting obliterated by the enemy team, and it got rid of every single advantage they had before. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the standings and see exactly how Flakers came out on top in this game. Because Flakers were not in a particularly higher ranked team on this list. Well, let's take a look at these scoreboards and see. Let's look at the scoreboards and see exactly what's going on here. Goodness, look at this. Most hated in Lazarus is really establishing dominance on this lobby and creating a huge lead. Look at this. Flakers were not even doing well this game. They're now in 4th place. I'm gonna put it this, they weren't even a top 5 team, but because of this game, they're now in 4th place right now with 130 kills, 171, 305, 330. Lazarus coming in hot and showing exactly what they do and how good they do it. Most hated coming in hot, showing exactly, listen, Lazarus, look, we both want to hold these number 1 and 2 spots. They're just fighting over back and forth to see who can maintain it. And most hated has done a little bit more, just keep their position and showing that, listen, we are here to fight for this position. And 2-day shipping had a really great time, a really good chance at clutching it up. But unfortunately, a couple of team fights and the misplays is what actually got them killed. They did a very solid job overall. But listen, hey, we're going to commercial break. Make sure you guys stay around for the final game of Storm Point. Yes, that's right. The final game. So look at the scoreboard and tell me, who do you guys think is going to win this tournament right now? Who out of all the teams you saw, who you guys are betting on? I know who I'm looking at. I can't legally say it because apparently I'll get fired, and I don't want to get fired. Not today, anyway. All right. So thank you guys so much. Stay tuned for game 5. All right.
Denim jeans, broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, 'cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. Golden. Want me, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. Golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You know it. Yeah, you're glowing. Golden. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street or out there, so I could show you. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the golden. Hey, you're golden. Feelings, it's like I can't walk
Hello, everyone, and welcome back right now to some very good games. You can hear my voice. You hear that age right now. You hear that experience right now casting these video games. All right. So we did a great job. Listen, we saw a lot of teams come out last game, and they did an amazing job holding it down the fort and showing exactly, listen, any team that can come and take this. Flakers came and took it, and they did well. And listen, now they're fourth place team. And listen, top 4 teams are what's picked here. So, but listen, we already have game 5 already ready. So let's go ahead and get started. But let's see what are you guys expecting to see change this game? Because for me personally, I'm expecting to see a little bit of a changes because we're now seeing like these off meta picks work. We're seeing Horizon, Crypto. Crypto is meta, just not. This is North America, okay? Don't be that guy, all right? But these picks work and absolutely get these teams to higher positioning and these kills and knowing where. Even Kodietta's team, while they did not place high this game, their crypto pick was doing wonders for them. Unfortunately, they just couldn't fight, the entire team of 15 people that kept charging them, but they did their best and they did very well. And so the one thing they needed to do a little bit better is to go ahead and be prepared. But we're seeing off meta picks in this tournament. And this is what I love to see. And we're also seeing a huge domination by Lazarus and as well as Most Wanted. But let's go ahead and jump in the game because gameplay is ready. Let's go ahead and get this gameplay ready. And actually, I made a mistake. Let's look at the schedule because I completely forgot. Scheduling is important. You guys want to know when the final day is, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at scheduling and see what's going on here. Go ahead and check and look at these dates. The 10th is when exactly you're going to be able to catch the remainder of these games. It's very exciting. You love to see it. Make sure you guys can adjust it for your time zones, respectively. East Coast, West Coast, Mid Coast. Did I say Mid Coast out loud? Wow. All right. I am now. Well, I guess this is my last tournament. You guys, I just said that out loud, and thankfully no one can clip that, right? Right? And man. All right, but let's go ahead, take some time and look at this and tell me exactly what are you guys excited to see? Who are you expecting to see in these final teams? All right. And while we're waiting right now for the gameplay to get started, let's go ahead and take a look at standings and see what's going on because we saw a lot of things change. We saw some teams come from not being ranked at all to hitting the number 4 spot. Now look at all these teams right under the Flakers, right? You're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that are all within 40 points. 40 points, that's just a couple of kills and a placement right there, and they lose their position. So while the first place and second place has a pretty solid lead overall, although All Glory Gaming have been doing a very solid job of staying just right there. They only need one good game and they could catch up and challenge Most Hated and Lazarus as well. So we're seeing a lot of things coming out right now. And this is absolutely insane, high quality gameplay right now. So we'll go ahead and place your bet, stream. Don't tell me. I can't tell you my opinions, but go ahead, tell me exactly what are you expecting to see? Are you guys expecting to see a continued domination by Most Wanted or Lazarus? Or are we going to see a team beat them? Because we saw Vanquish last game wipe Lazarus. But listen, that was last game. We are now talking about this game right now. Now, I'm expecting, we saw a little bit of a zone go towards Mills this time. Now, as our last game of the night, my bet right here, I'm talking to the Apex guys as we speak. And they're telling me we are going to see a zone rotate towards Stormcatcher and Command Center. I can feel it. Ooh, excuse me. I can feel it right now. I see. Yes, I'm feeling it right now. Thunder Watch, Storm Point, and Command Center. All right, let's leave the map and see. And I am wrong. Oh, it's on Antenna. Ooh, man, that's going to be a really rough zone for a lot of people because Antenna, there's not a lot of love in the cover department. So there's going to be quite a few teams dying off drop right, or dying very, very later on. But you see Lazarus have their set spot right now. Inks is going to have their set spot. They're going to go ahead. There's actually not a lot of teams on Mills right now at setting themselves up, but there's actually a lot of teams on Lightning Rod, so that's a little bit exciting. It's like they heard me say Lightning Rod is amazing, and they were like, yeah, I agree, let's land there. And they're landing there right now. It's BTS. They have a team near them, but they're not too pressured. They have tons of time. They have all the space in the world to go ahead and get whatever they need to do. It's Team Oasis. They were getting poked out a little bit, but it's fine. Team Oasis actually decided to go ahead. They said, meta, we don't believe in the meta. They went Fuse, Seer, and Revenant. You love to see it. Listen, right now, this team is committed and prepared to do damage, and they are ready for you. I love to see it. Listen, Team Oasis, we're out here. Listen, I see you guys, right? They don't believe in the meta. They say we are the meta, all right? very great job. You love to see it. As we go ahead and swap on over to BTS. Even Toucan coming in with the Bangalore right here. You love. I love this lobby, man. They just out here. They say they don't believe in the meta, although they do have the Valkyrie still. But you know, they're out here changing things up, and I love to see it. Making my time casting as a caster even better, because now I could go, yes, they're playing this. Perfect. And I would love to see exotics come off and see how exactly they opt to use a Revenant, because as a person, I personally think Revenant has the best heirloom. If anyone who disagrees, I'm just saying you can go ahead and admit you're wrong. It's perfectly fine. No one's judging. Well, I'm judging you. But overall, as you can see, Lazarus, they're doing pretty well loot-wise because they have a Loba. And Loba's going to continue to show and work for them very well, because Loba's been able to grab all this loot on this map for them without having to put themselves in any danger. They were definitely playing closer to mills a little bit earlier on, and they were able to just sit on top of rock and grab all the loot, all the shields, get all the poking damage and everything, living their literal best lives. You love to see it. As they're going to go ahead and swap on over to Antenna sooner than later, because they're like, we got time. Let's do it. They're rotating over. And also, me personally, I'm a huge Loba fan, not just because of her polygons, but also because of her gameplay, having some of the best movement in the game as well. Like, listen, she a very solid legend overall, and they have everything they need to set themselves up to go, okay, where's zone's going to be and where do I need to be to set myself up for success? As right now, as there are teams, Glory does see them and they did spot them, but they have a little bit, their hands are a little bit busy right now because they have Valk's Fun right above them. They're like, yeah, they're coming for Decay, and they're like, yeah, we have beef with that. We know exactly where you guys are. Let's go ahead and obliterate you. As everyone is actually head glitching here, so it doesn't look like there's gonna be much that everyone can do. As we're gonna go ahead and see iBox right now fighting for their lives right now with the RE45. Gonna go ahead and put one person in there. Lethal's right there. Lethal's gonna go in there, and Drax is the last person right now. Drax does have a purple shield, but it doesn't mean anything if you're missing your shots, as Fur is down and going to lose right now. But it looks like we're gonna go ahead and swap on over the Valk's Fun, as they're doing everything. As you see a Valkyrie trying to boost themselves into a tree. But boom, go ahead, secure the kill, and Decay's team is going to put All Glory Gaming, going to put one of their teammates into a box. They know exactly where this Valkyrie is, but listen, they can move up. They know exactly what's going on as they get aggressive as a team. Scully needs to be careful, because going down right now, if you go down, this lobby will go ahead and kill you. It will definitely put you straight into the dirt. But it looks like their kills will go ahead and finish, but they need to do everything they can to try to get Scully back into the cover, because there is teams once again all around. Remember, Antenna is the prime spot right now, so people are going to be coming there and setting themselves up. As Lazarus shows, as G7 Dank is showing, listen, you can wall hop with Valkyrie. Watch this wall hop real quick as they hit a very nice wall hop on everybody. You love to see it, man. Oh man, oh man. All right, as Valk's Fun, they got some KP. They did fine. They weren't able to get the third because someone else did get the third. But we're going ahead and swap it over the Qualifier team, as Look is already dead right now, and Wrath is just sitting here. Instead of playing right there, actually on the horizon right now, and they're trying to do everything they can to get these kills. But they do get a person down, so there's a little bit of even matchup right now. But they need to be careful, because the person is on the other side. The team is on the other side. They're going to go ahead and get the shield swap and everything, but they need to reload right now, because guess what? There is not one but two people inside just waiting for them. They're going to go ahead opt to leave Torjay right now, and it may work right now, but they need to be careful, because boom, just like that, they got a really nice shots, and bam, just like that, leave it. Look, Eva may not be the best shotgun, but it's my shotgun, as they go ahead and completely obliterate them right now. And Torch is there sitting there waiting, trying to figure out where the final person is right now. And Torch takes a lot of damage, but it doesn't even matter, because Torch has a teammate, and Wrath is able to go ahead and sit and collect some KP early on. Listen, and just like that, they're like, listen, we may have lost teammate, but you know, it happens. And they're actually able to get teammate, and they're at Lightning Rod. Is this lobby listening to me? I'm a coach. I'm just a coach at this point. Listen, everyone is listening to me. I told people, listen, Lightning Rod is a great spot. You have great locations, great information, great loot. You get all this stuff from here, easy to control team fights. And listen, just like that, I say, hey, look, you know, these off meta picks are working, and then we see other teams completely not picking a single meta character and doing everything they can. Listen, I love y'all, man. Hey, where's the group hug? But make sure you wear your mask, because yeah, I'm a mask wearer, if you will. But yeah, we love to see it. Game 5, everyone's just having fun and getting ready, doing everything they can to set themselves up for success. As you can see, MJ's team is out here in the kill feed, putting people into boxes right now as they're dominating the lobby. But look, you know, Corvier's team, they got their teammate up, so they'll be able to be fine and set themselves up and see what's going on. They do have a Prowler's Nest here, which is fine. They can go ahead and set themselves up, get some ammo, get some better shields, guns, damage, and everything like that. But they're perfectly fine. That's it. As Wrath is showing us some of these smooth movement right now, playing some nice wingman shots and everything. But hey, it's fine. But we're gonna go ahead and swap on over to Rinky Brain right now, see what they got going on, because it looks like they see spots and beef. All right, and Shadow's ready to one tap them and show them exactly, hey, look, man, I am your shot. I'm always behind you, ready to get that kill at any given notice. As they go ahead, show us the wrinkles in your brain. They appear to be chasing the team. They look like they see the Ash behind. They're like, all right, we can definitely go ahead and hit this Ash. They got some of that okay shots. Nothing too damaging to go ahead and say that you need to commit to it immediately right now. McClutch is going to go ahead and get shot by a bow, actually, which is a little bit interesting. We haven't seen too much bow gameplay this game. We saw a lot of it day one, but not too much day two. But, you know, it's fine. You're actually going to go ahead and opt to try to rotate over. We're going to swap over the Viper Esports as Loomer is getting absolutely obliterated right now with the thermite, but they're going to be able to shield up and be prepared. As the Apex CEOs has a Watson pick right now. Let's go. Yes, I love this. We're seeing a variation in picks, and who knows, you might even see, you know, a variation in results as well, as Frame gets aggressive right now and almost goes down, but hit a very nasty grenade with the arc star right now. But Frame's going to be able to shield it. They have all the time and cover. They're actually, Hector is going to actually move forward to try to portal themselves in right now and see if they can get any meaningful damage. As Hector actually gets someone down right now, just like that, they're going to move in and go there like, listen, they smell blood in the water and they're coming for a swim. As they're looking for the final person, they go ahead down to, they're going to go ahead and see, they're like setting themselves up for success by getting this Pathfinder zip line. They're like, all right, perfect. You may think you can run, but you can't run from me. I'm coming around for you. As they go ahead and see the last person, they're going to do some shots. Not going to be able to land too many shots right now, but they want this KP. They're like, listen, we're in high place right now. We have nothing to lose. We have nothing but beef. We're gonna go ahead. They're gonna actually opt to rotate back and collect the loot. No need to go ahead, throw your position away. You're doing well with everything you have now. You got the kills, you got KP, you got ammo, you got shields. You're gonna be just fine. There's no reason to really kind of throw away your advantage that you do have right now, which is a very good play, because I definitely would have WQ'd. I would have chased that man to hell and back and then be like, dang, why'd I die? Why my teammates leave me, even though my teammates may have been right next to me, and just because they paid for the price for it because of my poor positioning. As CEOs, there's another team right there. They do have the low ground, but neither one of these teams are outside the zone. So in 2 minutes, someone's going to have to start making some moves, making some movements towards the ring. But it looks like they have a far ring as well. But it happens. It's perfectly fine. We're good. As you're going to swap it over to Valkyrie's front. Valkyrie's going to go ahead and throw the Valkyrie ult, but going to get eaten up by that. Go ahead and get eaten up by that arc star. And it looks like they're going to try to see if they can rotate and do everything they can right now to set themselves up. But it looks like they're going to get hit by an EMP as well. And Flakers actually lose a teammate. Mitch is down on the ground right now, but it looks like there is not one, but two teams right outside them. And there is Gibby ultimates going around plenty right now, getting ready. They're going to try to see if they can get the res up right now, because right now it's huge. And all this chaos right now, they need to get this res, and they hear it. Flakers hear the beef, and they're just like, where is it? Where's the beef? As unfortunately, Decay is going to go down, and Mitch is going to be able to get healed, stuff like that, but they're going to go ahead and slide out and put Scully straight in there, and they know someone else is up the stairs. They're going to try to finish up the kill. I see the Gibby. They see the Gibby bubble, so they're going to go ahead and say, okay, we know Gibby's there. Go ahead, finish that up, get it, confirm that kill, and then going to go shield up. They know there's a team directly above them right now. As you can see, Lazarus right now is here roasting people right now, and they don't believe in sitting still. They believe in, listen, more kills means more money, and that's exactly what they're going for. They're going for the dollar bills, and they're trying to set themselves up. They do have the high ground there, but they're trying to play smart right now. Not going to land too many shots, but actually get more shots landed on them. They need to be careful, because Bird is still shielding up right now. But you know what they do have? A Lobo ultimate to get all the shields and shield bats they need. They don't even need to put themselves at a risk for looting. They're able to sit exactly where they are, loot, and grab everything they need, as Flakers is directly across from as Jerry right here is trying his best to get up top so they can hold this high ground and be up here. And they set themselves up because they know they're right there waiting, and there's actually a person directly below them, a team directly below them. MGO is joined in to try to see if they can kind of get a fight. Unfortunately, did a bubble, but they are actually opting to rotate themselves out right now. But they need to be careful, because Inks almost goes down, and Inks having less than 45 health right there. They're gonna make it out alive, but barely. At what cost? And it looks like they're gonna go ahead and actually make it out alive. Wow, they really cut that one close. They really definitely cut that one close. As Donovan is going to go ahead, they hear the people right beside him. They see people on the door. They have the shotgun out, and they are ready. And unfortunately, they're going to need to move, because there's people all around them right now. And unfortunately, going to be by themselves. They're actually going to get bubbled. So guess what? You need to rotate to your teammate, and actually gets overly aggressive and gets punished for it, because there's an entire window right there. And Flankers is going to be fighting right now. They do a little bit of damage. They do well, but it looks like there's just going to be too many people. They get isolated one by one. Lazarus did a very beautiful job right there. You're throwing the Gibby bubble down to go ahead and move forward and isolate them. Listen, that was textbook perfect Gibby plays right there. Throwing the bubble down to commit to the fight, isolate your teammates. So guess what? He's not able to run away. We went ahead and took the window and were able to move forward and collapse right on top of them and put them in the dirt. Wow, that was a very beautiful play. I don't know if you can hear me, Team Lazarus. That was a very beautiful Gibby play. Listen, do you have a hand? I'm about to high five you right now. Hold on. I don't know if you heard that. It was the closest attempt at a high five through the internet. Good luck. All right, as we go ahead swapping over the Reekly Blade who's running around, and Viper Esports is going to go ahead. They lost a teammate, but it looks like they're going to go ahead cut their losses and opt to go ahead and run out because they are getting hunted right now. You can actually get a very nice Gibby ult right now to try to separate XD, but XD is like, I don't know if you know, man. I got that movement, baby. I can move left, right. I'm out here. You can catch me, son. And as they go ahead and rotate, and Bloodtick is going to actually opt to go ahead and rotate and just go ahead and Valkyrie ult out. They're like, no reason to go ahead and try to push into this tunnel and try to get these kills. While they did get a secure A kill, there's no reason to risk our lives. And especially with being in tunnel, there's teams all around. There's teams always around in every single corner. So they were like, you know what? Let's be smart here. Let's try to, you know, cut them off. As you can see, Viper sees them cutting them off. They're like, oh my goodness, we're out of the frying pan, but right next to the oven. As they see the team that just killed one of the teammates land. But Bloodtick is going to be in a little bit of a power spot. They see people outside the zone. They're going to be able to shield up and things like that, so it'll be just fine. And they know people are here, and they're going to set them up. Unfortunately, Sammy's is going to miss this tactical. This is going to be in a little bit of a power spot. They see people outside the zone. They're going to be able to shield up and things like that, so it'll be just fine. And they know people are here, and they're going to set them up. Unfortunately, Sammy's is going to miss this tactical, but he's just doing a little cordon checking. But he needs to be careful because there's somebody right there as they're going to go ahead and actually roast them and go yank and put them straight into the dirt. And just like that, they got some free KP that they weren't really expecting. They knew people were coming in, but they knew, like, yeah, we need to move up now and see if we can solidify this. Because this is round 3. So, you know, Ring's ticking for a little bit right now. But he's going to go ahead swapping over to 6 right now. Webby, you know, he's fine. He hears the beef. He knows what's going on. He knows he wants to push it, but he wants to be smart right now because they are in the middle of 2 teams. There's a team inside of Antenna, and there's a team right outside inside of Jurassic Park. And these are dangerous teams. Look at this, Lazarus. Purple shield, red shield, perfectly fine. They have the entire Antenna to themselves currently. And they are wishing somebody would push them right now. Really just ready, waiting menacingly as Lazarus is on the high ground with the PK wingman. Is this season 1? Is this season 1? PK wingman? Hello? What's going on here? As you see them all here, 2-day shipping also has a very solid position as well, and they have sending and cover. You know who doesn't have a solid position? Inks right now, because he gets dangerously low and is going to actually have to swap on down to the low shield. But Jerry gets absolutely obliterated right now. As you can see right now, they're doing everything they can to smooth it, do everything. They've been dodging. As Velos is doing everything he can to get themselves in and out of that. But unfortunately, Clutch is going to put them down. And 6 here's his beef, and like, we want part of this beef right now. As everybody's coming in with a PK shot, a golden PK. My goodness, that is a lot. But you hear the teleport, and they know who else likes teleporting. Anybody else but Lazarus, Team Lazarus himself. As Clutch actually goes down, or Vize actually goes down and puts down Tap Shadow right on the high ground, and they're going to lose their other teammate Webby right now. And it looks like Lazarus is just picking time, hitting up. Fur hits a nice 88 and another 88, but unfortunately it's Gibby. Gibby takes a lot more damage than that, and Slim Curry is going to go, you know what? I think I'm going to go for position. Yeah, you know what? I don't even have teammates. It's fine. Hey, look, I'll see you guys when I see you. Y'all be safe. As they're going to go ahead and try to rotate over. But it looks like there's going to be a down right now, and they're going to do everything they can. But unfortunately, they have the wingman or the mastiff out right now, so you're not going to be able to do too much damage here. But G7 know that, and G7 is going to like, we're going to go ahead and clean this up and get some of this free KP. As they go ahead and is kill leader right now with 7 kills. Goodness gracious. My God, wow. That is a little bit of kills. And unfortunately, Vanquish comes in. We swap on to Vanquish. We're going to get put into dirt. As Most Hated is doing everything they can to keep up and keep this lead that they have right now. Yeah, by putting a team directly into their proxy team is unfortunately going to be eliminated by Most Hated. Now remember, Most Hated is in the #1 spot right now, with Lazarus right behind. But Lazarus is looking to try to catch up because Lazarus is kill leader with 7 kills. I repeat, 7. All right, this is absolutely insane. Over here's team, they're fine. They do have some KP, not a lot, but you know, it's, hey, look, every bit counts right now. Especially all it takes is 1 win, 1 good positioning, 1 good call, and boom, just like that, you guys can win the round and easily get 4th place. Because remember, this is the final game of the day, and we have had teams get 150 points from a game. We have teams get 145 points from a game. So it's very possible to set yourselves up and win. Because listen, there's going to be bodies. There's 18 players in this library right now. 7 squads in ring 4. is getting ready to close in a minute. But it looks like they smell somebody in Corvier's team's like, nah, we are out here and we are ready. And unfortunately, look, actually opts to go the other way. They go split away from the Horizon Tactical. They're going to be missing it. But now the enemy team know exactly where everybody is. But it looks like they're going to be hit by excuse me, they're going to be hit right now. But they're going to go ahead opt to ult right this right now. They're going to throw the thermite grenade, not get too much damage right now, but unfortunately throw the Horizon ult directly at the door, which makes it so it's harder to get in. But it looks like the team is already rotated out and they are already waiting, but it doesn't matter because they are getting absolutely obliterated. Look at all these teams right now. There are 4 teams converging onto this one building. Listen, this was the penthouse, but now it is what is called a battleground right now. As see Corvier's team, they're holding the high ground. They're taking some shots. They really don't need to commit to anything, but as Wrath hits a very nice wingman 2-time shot right now. They're doing pretty good. They're like, you know what? No, we won our kill. We earned it. We want to hand it over. And they're doing everything right now. But don't worry, teams are helping each other, feel each other out. Wrath, where's this been the entire game? Oh, as they hit a disgusting shot right there, they're actually going to do very well. They added a lot of pressure. And guess what? Just like this, they're going to have to shield up. They're going to go ahead, opt to kick the door right here. But they're going to have to commit to this right now. Torch hit bubble right now. And just like that, is now time. But they need to be careful because right now, Wrath is in the middle of 2 teams. And guess what? They're going to do everything they can. And Wrath is going to opt to boost in and move with just essentially a lung hanging out of his chest of health. But they're going to do well. Torch is doing everything they can to keep up and do it and hold everybody out. And they're doing pretty well overall. But it looks like Wrath is dangerously low. But don't worry, they're going to be able to move together as a team and clean up a fight. And just like that, it was 7 teams. We are now down to 4 teams in round 4. Remember, this ring is closing, and it's going to be closing on Corvier's team, and they are in a very nice spot. So, question is, how are they going to play it? As Most Hated is coming in looking for a place to play right now. They opt to go ahead and pick this building. Actually, one of the few buildings as Stola gets roasted right now, hitting the ground and almost dying immediately. As Lazarus is in a nice, peaceful, nice stream and nice in the creek. They are choosing loot. They're relaxing. As if we go on and swap on over to Most Hated, who is out here in a literal battleground. All right. As they see people here, they don't really need to move. They have solid positioning right now. They have no reason to move right now because they have teams getting roasted from other places, and they are in zone. Look at this zone right now. Look how tiny this zone is. There's 4 teams, and they all want beef. All right. Most Hated actually is in definitely one of the more solid positions because they don't have any teams immediately on them. You know what they do have though is a Gibraltar who's taking a lot of shots who needs to be careful. That's what they do have. Right, but they have time. They're not pressured. Most Hated, Lazarus, and then we have Corvier's team and another team who are all alive. Right, it's 3-man squads all around. This is the final game. This is where the map is decided for who takes the #1 spot between Most Hated or Lazarus. The question is, how is it going to go down? The Corvier's team does have the high ground. They're not in their best spot for zone, but they do have some high ground so they can put some shots on. This is where things are decided. Ladies and gentlemen, in thems, days and thems, we are going to have a very good game right here. This is exactly what you want your final game of the night to be. This is who is decided to go on until our Saturday and do an amazing job and play the game hard. Now, you see Corvier's is their look is trying to see if they can get an angle, but they need to be careful because remember, there's three other squads who do not want you there. So you need to go ahead and be careful and make sure that you're not going to get picked off and roasted by the other team because guess what? Teams watch this kill feed more than anything else. As you can see right now, Torch is going to go ahead and put some shots on. They see a team rotating in. They're like, I got beef for that. Let's go ahead and get some shots on that person. And they're doing a very good job right now. As they're going to go actually opt to land directly on their building. And all that does is makes it so that you have to go down immediately. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and opt to drop right down on them. And just like that, they're actually going to get shot. Bird is going to have to bubble immediately or save bubble and be bold. Wow. All right, Bird knows things. As Tank actually goes down right now. Tank is going to go down and do a nice grenade there to make it impossible for them to climb out. They're going to be able to get the res because they did bubble and they're going to be able to, but they do have the high ground and they're able to look down and see what's going on as they're going to just hit shot and rain down hellfire on top of everybody right now. As Hemlock, GS using one thing, single fire Hemlock is going to be able to hit some shots. He needs to be careful. He's a nice 50 right there, but do not fall off the high ground because you have an ability. You have advantage here. As you see a Bloodhound doing everything they can. And these teams, one person did get eliminated, but everyone is here waiting for the first team to make a mistake. And Vize is actually going to go down because someone decided to play an angle and look, actually picked a picture perfect angle. They go ahead and put him down. But they need to be careful, but don't worry. GS Bird does have res and is able to go ahead and get him out. No team wants to go ahead and lose their positioning right now because they're 4 teams still. Granted, one team did lose somebody, but there are 4 teams still, as Lazarus is going to be able to heal up just fine. And Dank is going to come up in the top. Go ahead and heal up as well. They have just enough time. They're doing everything they can to rotate in. And Dank is like, no, I'm healing up. I don't believe in heal up. I believe in Beef is going to drop down and get absolutely wiped that team. The most hated is down to 1 person. But unfortunately, it messed up and used, oh my goodness, most hated is here. They're like, listen, we are not free as most hated is fighting. And we're down to the last 2 squad. Bloodtick versus Lazarus right now. We are in the final moments of the game. The final ring closes in 10 seconds. We need to see exactly what's going on. They know exactly where each other are. It's a team 3v3. All right, even they do. Lazarus does have the high ground and does have a zone advantage right now, but they're all going to have to move eventually. And this is the time. Heal up. You're all healing up. This is going to be an even 3v3 match. And what they need to do is move in quickly. Unfortunately, Lazarus does have the rock. So unfortunately, Imbecile gets dangerously low, and Dank knows this. And Dank's like, no, it's time to go ahead and run in. As they go ahead and take the Volt and the Spitfire and let that thing ring. As they decide to move in, they know exactly it's a 2v3. Then go ahead, secure that kill, and they're just watching, knowing that they have all the time to waiting for GS Bird to drop down, do some damage that he can, and they're going to slide in and just absolutely let the Spitfire ring and put them down. Boom, another person there, go ahead and swap to the Volt, and boom, another person there, and just like that, Lazarus has won our final game of the night. My goodness, look at that Volt skin being gross. My good, oh, absolutely disgusting plays. They were waiting. They sat in the bubble. And at first I was like, okay, they're just waiting. No, they're waiting for Bird to drop down from the skies. To hear the eagle sounding, ah, as he drops down from the sky, doing a lot of damage right there. That was a very, very beautiful play by Team Lazarus, having the discipline to wait, not needing to push alone by themselves, but go ahead and wait until their Bird dropped down and did as much damage as he could and push in with Bird. Very beautiful plays. They played the high ground very well. At first, they landed on high ground. I thought they were going to end up losing because it was such a risky play, but they played it perfectly, being able to rotate into cover. They had teammates go down not once, but twice, and they still were able to stabilize and retain their lead this entire game by having a full squad. There was teams who had lost people early on, and just like that, they are ready. Man, that was some beautiful Apex. That was wonderful. Unfortunately, most hated lost their teammates a little bit early on, but MJ was like, yeah, I may be one person, but I got more than a couple bullets for everybody. He was putting PK shots plenty right now and putting everybody they saw under there they could. They was like, with their final breath, with my final breath, I will fight everybody in this lobby. And that's exactly what they were doing. Man, that was some good Apex Legends right there. Now let's keep in mind these dates, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at these dates. So you guys are wondering, like, Brian, when's the next time we're going to go ahead and see you? Let's go ahead and show the schedule and show when's the next time you guys are going to be able to see us. All right, the 4/10, April 10th, and look at the respective time for your time zone is when I will be here as well casting NA finals. So go ahead, make sure you mark it in your calendars. Do everything you need to do to set this time up. Man, I'm just in shock right now about how good of Apex Legends we just saw right there. Man, Lazarus really did an amazing job of holding these areas, holding the high ground, and doing everything they can to establish dominance. I repeat, dominance over the lobby. It was a very, very beautiful job overall. And man, just being able to rotate, and that Loba pick came out and really handy quite a few times because now they didn't have shields. They didn't have a lot of shields and everything. Loba basically makes it so that you are able to accelerate the time you need to go ahead. When once you finish a team fight, instead of having to go to box scene, who has shield bats, who has batteries, who has a shield gun attachment. Loba makes it so you can pick what you want when you want it, then and there for 2 items. And you can get as much ammo as you want and keep it moving. So, but let's look at the scores. You guys are tired of listening to me. Let's look at the standings and the scores and see what's going on right now. Goodness gracious. Look at this scoreboard. Look at it. Lazarus steals the lead from Most Hated. Most Hated still having a very solid performance overall, steals the lead from Most Hated, and they are in the #1 spot. Now with Glory Gaming, who has been a solid 3rd place contender this entire match, almost lost it right now to Bloodtick, who wasn't even in a ranking, and Bloodtick steals 4th place from Covieros. My goodness. Listen, and look how close everyone is with Covieros' team. Flakers, Rinky Brain. Look at these games. Man, This is some good Apex. That was what beautiful final round that we saw. We could not have access. Thank you to all the players who decided who tuned in and were able to get into games. We greatly appreciate you guys. You guys did an amazing job. And remember, this tournament is brought to you all by Lenovo Legion. They offer gaming PCs, accessories, and monitors as well. Remember, stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Thank you so much. My name is Beewhyan. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow Lenovo Legion for all updates on tournaments, time zones, and everything that may change throughout the days, because you know times change all the time. All these things change, life changes. But hey, make sure you guys follow them on Twitter. My name is Beewhyan. I have been your caster/host. I hope I did a great job and I made you all proud of my performance. Thank you all so much. Make sure you guys tune in on the 10th of April for me to show up for a North America tournament finals. Okay. Thank you all so much, and you all have a great night.
Would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide?
I was wrong.